forth from the love of liberty in the fires of hope and prayer, with boundless faith in our destiny, we solemnly declare. Side by side we stand, islands of the blue Caribbean Sea, this our native land. We pledge our lives to thee. Here every creed and race find an equal place, and may God bless our nation. Here every creed and race find an equal place, and may God bless our nation.
Heavenly Father, we come before you at the start of this new day, giving thanks for life, for health, and the opportunity to serve through this station. We ask for your divine presence to guide us in all we do. Bless this broadcast, that it may be a source of inspiration, joy, and unity to all who tune in. Whether near or far, may our words uplift, our music heal, and our message bring light to those who need it most. We pray for our listeners, wherever they may be. Grant them strength for the day ahead, peace in their hearts, and success in all they put their hands to. Cover those traveling with your protection, and those at home with your comfort and provision. Lord, may everything we do bring honor to you and be a blessing to others. Guide our steps, bless our efforts, and let this station be a vessel of positivity and hope. In your name we pray. Amen.
Your voice, your soundtrack, your station. New Era TT Radio. NETT Radio.
Happiness is the measure of success. Somebody say, why yo, hey, 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 yeah. Somebody say, why yo, oh yeah, yeah, yeah. You see me, I's a man, love to play, love to jam. You see me, I's a man, I always happy once money in the hand, but I don't got no time for no worries. I don't got no time for no stress in my head, I'm on my mind. So I'm ready to go on the road. I come out to live my life, play a mass and live my life. I'm the happiest man alive. I come out to live my life. Man alive, somebody say, whoa, oh, 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 yeah, 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 yeah. Live my life, oh, 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 yeah, 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 yeah. Live my life. Carnival is a time when the girls, they come out to wine. Festival in we prime. All of the girls, them just moved up your waistline, but she don't got no time for no worries. She don't got no time for no stress, and she had how much she mind. So she ready to go on the road. That's why we go live with life, drink a rum and live with life, play a mass and live with life. The happiest people alive. That's why we go live with life. Jump around and live with life. Drink a rum and live with life. The happiest people alive. Somebody say, oh, 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 oh. Hey, 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 hey. Live me life. The happiest people alive. Somebody say, oh, 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 oh. Hey, 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 hey. Live me life. Live me life. Somebody say, for no worries, I don't got no time. For no stress in my head, wrong on my mind. So I'm ready to go on the road. I come out to live my life, jump around and live my life, play a mass and live my life. I'm the happiest man alive. I come out to live my life, live my life, yeah. Live my life, drink a rum and live my life. I'm the happiest man alive. Somebody say, whoa, oh, drink a rum and hey, 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 a mass and live with life. The happiest people alive. Somebody say, whoa,
wake up,
oh,
rise up. It's the NETT Radio Breakfast Show, bringing you the energy, music and vibes to start your day right.
Somebody say, why yo, hey, 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 hey.
Yeah, somebody say.
Somebody say, why yo.
Getting up this morning, trust me, you have much to be thankful for. So you know what? Go out there, live your life, live it like it's your last. Live it like it's Carnival Tuesday and it's 11 o'clock in the night. Yeah, live your life. Good morning, everybody. Trinidad and Tobago. Good morning. Good morning, neighbors. Morning, friends. How are you doing? Nice. Good to see you, man. Good morning to our neighbors in the Caribbean and our friends who are streaming all around the globe. Thank you so much for getting up with us each and every day. Thank you so much for showing up this morning. Thanks to the Heavenly Father for bringing us together for another day. And everything that we do, dear God, let it be a blessing unto you. Of course, you're listening to New Era TG Radio. It's NETT Radio. NETT Radio. We are the heartbeat of the Caribbean, taking you above and beyond. Sir Charles, that is me. Happy am I to be in this space with you. Coming out of what was a beautiful weekend. Hope you guys had a good one. Welcome everybody to the Breakfast Show.
Get up, get up. It's the time to start the day. The Breakfast Show is here. We bring in the soca way. Yeah, 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 yeah. Yeah, 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 yeah. Wake up, it's a brand new dawn. The Breakfast Show got the vibes turned on. From Maracas Bay to the Savannah line. Let's start the day in Caribbean prime. Oh, good vibes rolling through the air. The Breakfast Show energy everywhere. We talk, we laugh, we make you think. Grab your double or your morning drink. Good morning. Good morning. Open your eyes, feel the light. Everything's gonna be alright. Good morning. We're wishing you a colorful day. Let the sunshine guide you on your way. Smile a little, let your worries fade. Good morning. May your heart feel light and free. So much joy in everything you see. Good morning, yeah, a beautiful day. Good morning.
Yeah. Good morning. Such a beautiful day. As we welcome you to the Breakfast Show, everybody. And I know it's going to be a beautiful day for you guys. Let me say good morning to, we don't really expect him on a Monday after today, but we hope that today will be a little different. He didn't indicate anything other than that. So let's hope Richard will join us at some point in time. Wendell, who is here very early and shows up always on time. So, Wendell, good morning. How was your weekend?
My morning, Sir Charles. Good morning, Richard. Good morning, Trinidad and Tobago. Good morning, listeners and viewers all over the globe. I had an absolutely beautiful weekend. But you know, there's a good chance Richard ain't sent a message yet because he ain't reached home as yet.
He must never reached
It's a good chance he ain't reached home as yet, huh?
Nah. I mean, if it was probably Friday, Saturday, Sunday alone, but since Friday they're going.
No, he do a threesome. He had a threesome over the weekend.
Yeah.
3 days straight. He hasn't done that for some time, you know. I knew that it would take a toll on him, you know.
That's a stretch.
Yeah. He needed to stretch before he do that. He didn't. But you know, I'm sure he had a great time. I'm sure he had a great time over the weekend. Full houses at the Cipriani. It's Cipriani Labour College, right?
Yeah, it was Cipriani.
Yeah. So, morning, people. Good morning. I had a great weekend. Listen. Irene Hines, good morning. Indar Parashram, good morning. And Penelope Beckles Robinson, good morning. Special good morning to you, ma'am, political leader and opposition leader. They get the cocktail of their life over the weekend from Harper and myself. The cocktail of their life. I went to the All Force competition.
The All Force competition?
Yeah. I went to the little All Force line they had down at Valley's House.
Miss Hines still functional, boy?
If?
Miss Hines still functional?
PNM can't do without Irene Hines.
Serious?
Anytime Irene Hines done with the PNM, that's it for the PNM. Trust me.
Well, let me say.
There are few people like Irene Hines, as dedicated and as hardworking as she is. Very few people like her. You know what I'm saying? And as outspoken as she is. You know, some people don't like that, but you guess what? I so too. So me and Irene just get along good. Irene just tell me like it is. I just tell Irene like it is. You understand? But she works extremely hard for the People's National Movement. Extremely hard. You know? And so I went there over the weekend. We went to Tapa and I went down and played some All Fours. And we beat them bad. Bad. Of course, the political leader, you know, she little ramage, she hang a little jack, and but she hang Harper Jack, and she gonna like she hang mine, you know, because she just so happy to for when they seem to get licks.
Yes.
You know, of course, we tease one another in fun. You know what I mean? I tell them, I say, I only come here for one reason. You know? I want to know what position I get in when the next time happens. That is it. That is what I want to know. I don't want to know. I ain't working hard for nothing again. No, but it was all in good fun. It was all in good fun. Good food, plenty curry, and plenty drinks. It was a nice time. I haven't been to PNM Central office for a long time.
Okay. Well, that's good. I'm happy you guys had a fun for the weekend.
Yeah, it was good. Morning, Senate. Janelle John Bates. Oh, I nearly call it Janelle Joe, yes. Today is Janelle Joe's birthday. You know, Janelle John Bates and all the others folks. So quite a bit of people who I don't know, actually. I saw down there over the weekend. You know, but it was good.
Yeah.
And that's it. I didn't need to do anything else. What else I do, boy? Oh, I hung out with some friends yesterday who I didn't see for a little while too. Morning, Vashti. You know.
I was St. James to the Arrival Day celebration, Sub-Union Arrival Day celebration.
St. James don't have anything specific to that.
Serious?
St. James, no, they don't have anything specific to that. St. James is such a blended community, that they celebrate everything. I mean, who say coming up just now? We have, as I say, the Muslims celebrate. We celebrate Eid. We celebrate Diwali. Because St. James used to have the biggest set of lighting up for Diwali at one time, you know. But so to celebrate everything. But you know, I've never seen an Indian Arrival Day celebration in St. James. They are not to bring in a Coast Guard ship unless they come in by Thomas Peak there. Why is the Coast Guard getting involved in these things? Anyway, let me leave that alone,
we'll do that.
Let me leave that alone.
Yeah, but there isn't like most holidays, you find lots of significant things happening. You know, I don't know if it has not taken on that toll as yet,
but it's
Which one?
This holiday just went here, the Indian arrival.
No, but it was big celebration. I see with the Prime Minister and them reenacting the arrival on the boat and whatnot. It had a big celebration somewhere. I think it's in Vancouver.
Well,
I think it's in Vancouver.
maybe just we and the East Coast corridor then.
Well, yeah, I don't think we do anything in particular though. But they had a big celebration, man. I saw the Commissioner of Police walking in full uniform with the Prime Minister for Indian Arrival Day. I said, why are we blurring lines? Now, if you're attending the event as a guest, why you listen? When they'll see him behave himself this morning. But we are blurring lines now that will be. Well, hopefully, I don't know what's going to happen. But he is walking alongside the Prime Minister for Indian Arrival Day celebration. They use a Coast Guard boat. Those are blurred lines, in my opinion. And not in my opinion alone. A lot of people on social media saw it and said, why? You know? But I don't want to die. I don't want to spoil the morning already. Yeah. What's going on with the Maxi Taxis this morning, Sir Charles? We get anybody from the Maxi Taxi Association to talk?
Actually, I didn't try to hook up with anybody, and I believe that. I don't know if it went there because most of some of these guys, some days it's kind of a little difficult. But I'll try and see if I can shoot Brenton a message and see if he will come on.
Yeah, find out what's going on and how successful it is, because it's for 3 days they're asking for Maxis to shut down from today.
Yeah. Yeah, this is like a kind of shutdown week because even the activists and all later on in the week want to shut down too, you know.
Friday.
Yeah.
Friday they're asking for a day of shutdown.
If they get Maxi taxis shutting down Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, I think different days for different Maxi taxis, right? But I think today is red band.
Oh, it's different days for different bands.
I think that's what I saw, like different days and different bands. So, but I know I definitely saw the red band, Maxi taxis saying that on the day that they would be, right? I see June 2nd, I see blue, and I see June 3rd, the green, you know? So okay. I take it that each day was for somebody.
All right, okay, it makes sense. You might be right. I'm sure you're right.
Yeah, so.
But
in the protest mood, I saw a little video, you know, they were really up in arms because, you know, at the end of the day, if you promise to give people the money, even if you don't have all the money and at least you look like you're advancing some part of it, you can get people to work along with you. But when you tell them you're going to give them the money and then you come up with nothing and you don't have anything more to see, that does get people vexed. Yeah. So I am waiting to see, really and truly. I am. I looked at it. I say, well, okay, they have fair notice, because since last week we saw it coming in, right? So I am waiting to see what kind of contingency plans that PTSC will be able to put in place, because you know sometimes they say you could, I come to show what I could do.
Well, they got sufficient warning.
Yeah, so I am waiting to see today how PTSC, because I haven't seen, and I was expecting to see a communique from PTSC coming out over the weekend at least. Who
in charge of PTSC now? I don't even know.
Who's Transport Minister?
Well, in terms of the minister, it'll be Eli Zakur.
Right. But I don't know who's actually the CEO of PTSC.
The chairman of PTSC.
Chairman of PTSC, you know, a lot of them is going to hide in after a certain time. You know, but yeah, I was expecting that we would have seen that communique coming out to see what PTSC would have put in place, you know, to say, okay, well, we know this going to happen, so we have buses running so and so time, or we have mini shuttles or something. That has not happened. So
well, a name that I don't know, thanks Adande, Patrick Gomez is the general manager of PTSC. The guy who used to be in charge of PTSC at one time he was an ardent fan of the breakfast show, you know. He used to listen to us regular, and he used to actually give us information and so on, keep us updated and so on. I can't remember his name. But Patrick Gomez. I don't know that name at all.
No.
If you could get a contact number for him, we wouldn't mind, and give him a call to find out what has PTSD put in place for the impending strike. Strike action over the next 3 days.
Yeah, that is what it is, you know.
Mm-hmm.
But to know that you heard nothing from them, I found that to be very strange.
Mm-hmm.
You know, because
Okay,
people
but
have
he's not new. Okay, I don't know the name at all. I'm being told he's not new to PTSD. He's not new. So you mean when I say he's not new, he dare since the previous participant anyway.
Yeah.
That position is not political. I don't think so.
No,
but the chairman would be political.
Yeah, probably the chairman at the board level. But
yeah, because it used to be this guy who was heading Tunapuna Piakot one time, Edwin Gooden.
Mm-hmm.
Oh God, he was a waste of time. He was the chairman of TPRC, Tunapuna Piakot for the PNM. And then he became chairman of PTSC. We interview him one morning, and I tell him how the bus route looking, especially with vagrants living and thing. He said he didn't see that. But you know when they see him drive and do a video, you know I had to give him the evidence.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah. And that alone is to tell you, you know, how they utilize what they're managing, you know. And if you are
disconnected they are, I mean.
Yeah, they're very disconnected, you know.
Mm-hmm.
If you are contented to sit in your office and when you're driving up the PBR, you ain't looking left and right, you're just going somewhere, you're sleeping in the back seat.
Yeah.
You know, yeah. And they want to do that every day, you know, so you're really stuck. That's what's going on.
The PBR was notorious for people living in those bus terminals.
Yeah.
It was notorious for that. The other fella, he used to scatter all kind of thing, and like whenever they move him from one, he go to the next one and he scatter all kind. I'm sure he there right now, as we speak.
Long ago, there were certain officers people like that were afraid, you know. Yeah. They come, you know, Mr. Prospect and them fellas from a long time.
Yeah. You go far back, you going.
They'll pass wrong and make sure you get too whippy and coming back in that. Yes, going back and lie down there, good just. But let bunch of people. Anyway, let's know.
Hold on, I have some birthdays.
Okay.
Let me get that out of the way quickly. Charlene Polanyi, I think she used to be at the Port of Spain Corporation. I don't know where she is now. I think she's retired. Joseph Rennie, my good friend. Grant Smart. Malika Sophia Grant Smart. Charmaine Jones, who used to be an ardent fan of us. She used to live next to Gary Hodge at one time. Janelle Jo Ryan, she used to be a councillor in Chaguanasboro Corporation. And Sean Perez, this fat man, fat Zan with it. Jules Stanford, Kisun Sobia, and a lot of y'all would know him. You all play mass with him. You go to his fetes, all his events. Happy birthday, Jules. And also the real Mrs. Raghubar Singh, instead of that fake one who's behind this chat. Diana Raghubar Singh is celebrating her birthday today. All right? Those are all the birthday celebrations. Of course, yesterday was my daughter, Shiri's birthday, and Giselle Thorne Lawrence was yesterday, and Bobby Rogers, along with Gabrielle Diffenthal. All right? They were all yesterday. Brian James, Brian, yesterday was your birthday too? Belated birthday greetings. All right? So that's my birthday greeting, Sir.
That is it. All right. Okay, no problem. All right, so let's get into good news, people.
Good news on NETT Radio, bringing you stories of kindness that continue to inspire communities around the world. Sometimes the smallest acts of kindness can have the biggest impact. Across communities in the United States and other parts of the world, a growing movement known as Little Free Pantry is helping neighbors support one another in simple but meaningful ways. These small food pantries are often placed outside churches, homes, schools, and community spaces. The idea is simple: Take what you need and leave what you can. Inside, people may find canned food, snacks, hygiene products, baby supplies, or everyday essentials. Anyone in need is welcome to take items freely and without judgment. Volunteers and local residents help keep the shelves stocked, quietly supporting families facing difficult times. For some people, these pantries provide temporary relief during financial hardship. For others, they are reminders that their community still cares. The movement has grown because of ordinary people choosing to help in practical ways. No large buildings, no complicated systems, just neighbors helping neighbors. In many communities, the pantries have become symbols of compassion and unity. They show how even small contributions can make a real difference when people come together. And as more communities continue to support initiatives like Little Free Pantry, the message remains clear. Kindness does not always have to be grand to change someone's day or even someone's life. And that is good news on NETT Radio. Follow us on social media for more great content.
Yeah, a little acts of kindness and assistance, happening for some people in some areas. You could go in. I mean, I haven't seen it happening here in Trinidad and Tobago as yet. I'm hoping that we get there at some point in time where there is this station where these people who need certain things, you could go and get it. How do we have some people operate in this place? I don't know how well it will work, but I guess some small communities and well-knitted communities will probably be able to have those things that they would benefit from.
All right.
Yeah.
All right. So just two things I want to point. The Indian Arrival Day thing was in Penal. Thanks, Alistair. And Bernadette Yates says she lives opposite the bus route and no maxis running. Okay, nice. Thanks for that information, Bernadette. All right, so let's go through the chat now. Let's see who's on the chat. I sent you a number, Sir Charles, on the chat.
Okay.
For Mr. Gomez. Morning to Robert Allen. Happy new month to you guys. Of course, this is the month of June. We are dead center of the year. And say Rabbit today, of course, is June 1st, 2026. Just in case you got up under a rock this morning. Margaret Thomas says, good morning, Trinman. A very happy Monday morning to all as we enter June. Beefy Smith from Goodwood, morning. Apollina's Rabbit, bring money. Rabbit is bring money. I know that.
Well, Rabbit, yes.
Anybody win the lotto Saturday?
I'm not too sure.
All right.
I didn't check to see what my ticket brought.
I didn't see my ticket either. Kenny in Harlem, Odell Guy in Sangre Grande, Felix Kozo, welcome to the month of June. Pamela O'Connor, manager, that's Norris Ferguson. Erica Charles sends greetings. Manuela Peters also sends happy birthday to her friend, Mervyn Diaz, out there in Sangre Grande. All right, happy birthday, Mervyn, from your friend Manuela. I'm reading in between the lines there.
All right.
Well, she didn't say good friend. She said my friend. Michael Cadet, good morning, guys. Thankful for life. Eunice Dublin, good morning. Arlene Lewis, Diane Payne, blessed morning. Kurt Hope from Nashville, Tennessee. Boy Bidesi from David. Boy, how was the cricket, boy? I couldn't make. Saturday was rain, boy. Ooh, I don't know how they make out that Saturday with all that rain. Because it looked like it rained all over Trinidad.
No, actually it didn't. On this side, it didn't rain. No set of rain now.
Where you fall on this side? I leave a remind rain, brother.
Along the East Corridor, Tunapuna and those areas, there no set of rain.
Well, maybe right there, but it had so much rain. I think prisons had the sports on Saturday. I don't know how they make out. Real rain. And there was an accident, a bad accident on the highway. Like people gaping on the sports, what's going on, and got into an accident. Deborah Noel Surrett, good morning. Carl Guevara, Rabbit, and she is sending birthday greetings to her big brother out in Brooklyn, Wendell Applewhite. Hey, you have a brother named Wendell? That's a special brother you have there, girl. And her great niece in Louisiana, Zoe Ramjatan, who is 12 years old today. All right. So Debbie Modest, also good morning. Robert Taylor out in Fernandina. Ilarizan Nazir Ali, good morning. Victor Philip, Victor, I think I got your number. I will be in touch with you. Don't worry, I haven't forgotten. Nicola McNichols, good morning, everyone. Prabha Ramdial, Marlon Motley, Katian Charles, and special good morning to Arlene and Stephen. Was Stephen at the gym this morning, Katian? I guess not. Gavin Frank, good morning. Joyce Phillip, Ava Smith, Blessed Rising, sorry. Doreen Pierre, Marcia Rock also sends Rabbit. Doreen Pierre says,
Rabbit.
Sweet message. Trinidad Margot, Carol is singing. Ingrid from Tucson, Arizona. Valerie Mendoza. Michael Robinson from Yokohama, Japan. Michael, do they say rabbit in Japan? Mrs. R says, good morning. The fake Mrs. Oh Lord, why do I like to provoke you so good? Carla Hercules, good morning. Bernadette and Alessia Yates. She said, excuse me, he is home. Yeah. Home by who? Wendell, what's up with your lighting? Your face looks literally red. Yeah, I've been experimenting with lighting. Let me see if I take it off. I'll be too dark. Look. The light is close to me, that's why. I have a lamp close to me. Wayne Ramsey, good morning, guys. Michael Eastman, Alistair Hart says, good morning, guys. Happy birthday to my nephew, Christopher Gill. Happy birthday, Christopher, from Uncle Alistair and from us here on the Breakfast Show. Mr. Flavor says, good morning and have a blessed week on the net. Claire Lendor Rollins. Jesse Lewis. Is it Jesse? Jess Lewis. Ann Noel, any word on the Maxi strike? Well, we're going to try to find out, Jess. Dave Gosain says, Pinal, I think that was with the Indian arrival day. Thank you. So says Ilarizan also. Caribbean Girl, Sankofa, Subash from Woodland, Margarita Chow, Alistair Hart, Wendell, it was Clark Road. Okay, thanks for that. David McCarthy, top of the day and a magical Monday to all. Salutations to the Trillion Trio. Well, is the what's the description for the duo? Elizabeth says, good morning to Charles Wendell. A great program, Suzanne, Mrs. Gemma, Suzette. Bien bonjour, monsieur. Have a wonderful day and may God bless you all. That's from Joyo Zia. I don't know. Joyo Zia, what part of the island are you? Or what part of the world are you? Come down with the bus this morning from Shoguana's Wendell. Oh, Elizabeth saying she came down with a bus. Sankofa says, okay. Errol Daniel, that's a new name. The same here too, my darling, blessings. David McCarthy, please try some other commute. Oh, that's what PTSD mean.
That's a beautiful one. I love that.
Please try some other commute.
That is a beautiful one. Oh, please try some other commute. Yes. All right.
All right. Somebody, a new chatter, as I said, by the name of Errol Daniel. All is not well in the state of Denmark, so says David. Shema Paul, good morning. The country has lost its national pride. Edison Punet, that's also a new name. I don't know what you're trying to say there, Edison. Mrs. Zara, you're weak. Julia Samantha, Nicola McNichols, this is a lovely idea. Which one? I think it's the good news. Celia. This is the lady who gave us the testimony.
Yes. Just call her Cyril.
Cyril, okay.
Yeah, Cyril.
Morning, Cyril.
Cyril. Yeah.
Bernadette, Valerie Mendoza have been up since 5:05 and not a maxi has been heard. Or you can hear them from on the back. Oh yeah, you pretty close to the bus route too.
Yeah, that's some people on the bus route, you know.
Yeah. You know, at one time, well, I used to be on the bus route because the only way to get to where my ex-wife was living was on the bus route. They live on the bus route.
Yeah.
To enter the home and exit the home, you had to go. It's on the bus route.
So the police then used to stand up close by as they turn on the bus route, get a ticket.
Nah, they can. Back then I had a PBR pass.
you know, I know in some areas the police used to do that. You know, wait for people to tell me, turn on the bus route.
I think a brother got a ticket once, you know, and of course I don't know whatever I'm telling, but they have no
If
choice.
there's no other place for you to get to your home and you have to pass it. I don't know how a right thinking, police officer could give somebody a ticket in that area.
Yeah, because there wasn't a time I came on and there was an exercise right in front of the home. So but they have no choice. They live on the bus street. Lester Cragwell, good morning, guys. Interesting editorial from Jack Warner in the Sunday Express. Didn't see it. Send it for me now. Lisa Mark, morning. Pamela. Fran Romani, morning. Who's now going up? Fran Romani, I still have something for you at Rumbox. Did you ever pass it? Remember you won some 4 tickets, 4 movie town tickets?
Yeah.
Huh?
Fran reached by here?
No, she ain't come for it.
I don't.
And neither Mr. Grant.
All right.
He's still there. And I have Robert Taylor's own too. Dean Allen says, hi everyone. Sir Charles, that little pantry will exist, albeit differently. I really don't see an open public pantry working. Okay. I missed all that. Lisa Mark, morning, Wendell and the team. Jess Lois has rain right now in La Hoqueta. Okay. Boy, they see the game played. Oh, beautiful to hear. PTSD is a complete. All right, a lot of chat here. Let's have a brother named Richard. Oh, Carol, don't make joke. One brother named Wendell, one named Richard. Excellent. Carl M. Jack. Blessed morning to all. If no maxis running, this means people who usually park their vehicles and travel would be driving. They should open the PB. Carl M. Jack, you wish they could be so proactive. But the man to do it listening, sure. So I hope they open it up because the road's going to be crowded. Michael Robinson says, no, we need the money. What's that, from the Rabbit? Sometimes I can't remember what they say, Good morning from Chelsea Blue. Why are people acting like the PM is not head of the NSC? What I mean. Kim Gofire, good morning, everyone. Mrs. R, Dynamic Boy. Manuela Peters, sorry, is Merlin Diaz. All right. I can't keep up with everybody this morning. Ingrid says, Rabbit. Carla Cupid says, blessings, mon. Wendell PM running everything, boy. I have no problem, but there are some lines being blurred in terms of what I'm seeing for certain things happening. That's all. You don't have to agree with me, of course, as usual, But there's some lines being blurred by this administration. All right. So that's it for the greetings, Sir Charles.
All right. Richard, I think they give you a blood for the length of time we take to run through that.
Yeah, we took long.
Yeah. Today, all right. So, anyhow, let me say good morning to Archbishop Ashton Clark, who came in very early out in Canada. Kent in Lamantil. Junior, good morning to you. Mr. Beeps, good morning. And the folks out there, Pretty Valley, Miss St. Augustine, much love to you as always. Zena and the Powder Puff girls, good morning. Frank in Aruka, Charmaine out there in New York. And every time I play that good morning, I just see Charmaine smile. Yeah, it song just reminds me of Charmaine. She's that kind of bubbly person.
She is, eh?
Yeah, she is.
But I want people to learn the jingle, Sir Charles. At some point in time, you'll play the jingle with 3 of us. I want people to learn that Father's Day, we have a little pop-up thing coming up for Father's Day. Sir Charles will tell you all more about it. But that is what you'll be required to sing. Right?
Okay,
the jingle.
Okay.
I just thought of it.
All right, okay.
I know we didn't plan it, but I just thought of it.
That's all right. That's the best thing. Anyhow, good morning to Peter Wilson. Good morning to Rita Boodle Jennings, Brenda in Penal, Colin and Kelly out of Carenage. All right, so 21 minutes it is before the hour of 7 o'clock. You are on NETT Radio and Gael Caribbean TV. We are going for that break and we will be back. So you know what? Stay with us.
Are you taking care of your sexual health and overall well-being? At Total Image and Dr. Raj Adult Boutique, we believe your confidence, wellness, and intimacy matter. Visit us at our convenient locations: 10 Carmody Street, St. Augustine, Edinburgh, Chaguanas, Shops of Day Bay, 95 Circular Road, Vista Bella, Docks Ranch Light Pole 51, SS Aaron Road, Penal, and Metro Hotel, Suite 1, Number 2 Knoll Street North, Couva. From relaxing massage services to professional guidance on sexual wellness, we are here to support you every step of the way. Consult with renowned sexologist Dr. Raj Ramnanan for expert advice tailored to your needs. Take the first step toward a healthier, more confident you. Call 285-9739 or 645-4543 to book your appointment today. Total Image and Dr. Raj Adult Boutique, where wellness meets confidence.
S&H Rumbox, 137 Western Main Road, St. James, for all your retail and wholesale needs for alcohol and non-alcoholic beverages. Call us at 686-0599 or visit us at 137 Western Main Road, St. James. S&H Rumbox, drinking out of the box.
End times is here. Are you prepared? Check us on New Era TT Radio or NETT Radio with Brother Raka and Brother Yatazakawa on Mondays from 7 to 8 p.m. End times is here. Stay tuned.
Advertise with us on New Era TT Radio, the fastest growing streaming platform for talk in Trinidad and Tobago. Audio and video ads welcome. Elevate your brand with us. Connect with us at newerattradio@yahoo.com or call us at 299-5156. Now what are you waiting for?
Right. I guess we could go straight into our newspapers.
Yes, we can.
Of course, over the weekend too, PSG beat Arsenal, two of the teams that I support, in that final on penalty kicks. I never see goal throwers so in that match. Jesus.
Match was a big game.
No, that yeah, look to it. I'm seeing Carlisle Cupid posted that Trinidad and Tobago lost a game 5-0 to South Korea.
You see what I mean?
All right. 14 police killings. That's one of the headlines in today's Express Online. NCIC named Piako Airport after Basdeo Pandey. We did that as a poll back then. We'll probably do it again another day. And Lawrence ups TNT records, Diamond League bronze. Some other trending stories in today's Express. And it says there have been 20 police killings for the year thus far, with 14 of the killings occurring during the ongoing state of emergency. Wow. Other stories, activist calls for June 5th shutdown for Kaya, probe into threats against cop. I saw that video of a police officer posting that he was threatened by other police officers. And they sent
and the police don't want to help him.
Yeah, and they sent some bullets in a envelope for him. I am very, very, very cautious about that story. Very cautious. That's all I'll say. Benjamin, no info on gangs uniting to attack police. That was said by no less a person than the head that gangs are uniting to attack the police. Benjamin said there has been no information on that. Thousands face travel woes. Of course, that's happening over the next 3 days. All right, Kalu appointed CEO of NFM, $16 million increase in UTC profit. Trade Minister, government looking beyond energy, and passport-free Caribbean travel nears a reality. All of those are trending stories in today's Express Online. All right.
Let me see if I can do the Guardian for you. And in the Guardian today, we have, that maxi taxi story. 3-day strike begins. Committers, stakeholders brace for impact as 5,000 maxi drivers prepare to withhold services from today. 5,000, you're talking about, Also in the news today, tutor, NPTA, raise alarm over maxi taxi disruption because, right now it have exams and things going on there. so they are not going to be too pleased with that. Business leaders brace for impact of maxi taxi strike. No intelligence of gang alliance, law enforcement sources say. All right, so where did the story come from there?
And didn't the Prime Minister say something? Was it she or somebody high up in the government said that the gangs are colluding to fight against the police? Who said it? I'm not sure.
I don't know, but I think
she said, but I'm not sure.
She did make a comment condemning it, so whatever, whatever. CJ vows to defend judicial independence. Sobers TNT confident of securing UN Security Council seat. CSO records 8,000 job increases in fourth quarter of 2025. All right. Mangaroo renews call to rename Piako Airport after Basio Pandey, and UNC Councillor Anil Baliram shows sign of recovery. That's a kind of quiet story that is taking place. This is the councillor that, they say that was trying to commit suicide. So
yeah, Mr. Baliram.
Yeah, so
yeah.
Wait to see where that goes. Yeah, so those are the
let me tell you where it came from, Sir Charles. It says law enforcement sources say that while the police are closely monitoring any increase in gang activity and violent attacks, there has been no intelligence to suggest that criminal factions have agreed to a truce or are uniting in a bid to target the authorities. The concerns were raised following a video on social media which showed a demonstrator at a protest in support of kaya stealing, claiming that various gangs had agreed to a ceasefire. We now sign peace with 6, 7, 8, 9, well, they don't have 10, 11, 12. Right now. This peace signing right now with Muslim City, Rasta City, because we understand the system using a divide and rule, the man said. The video, this is where the Prime Minister came in. The video was shared by Prime Minister Kamal Prasad Bisesa, who denounced the suggestion of gangs uniting, describing it as appalling, as she extended her support to the TTPS to secure staff at the office of DPP on Richmond Street. However, one source says that while the video may be intended as a call to arms for the gangs, there was no credible intelligence to support that efforts were underway to form alliances. The possibility of that happening is very low due to the long-standing history of violence among the gangs. So that's the genesis of that story.
Mm-hmm.
All right?
All right, okay. Yeah.
I tell you, Lady Prime Minister, not in charge of that social media page. Not in charge of anything that are going out there. She may not disagree with it, but she's not in charge of it. The Prime Minister, anyway.
Yeah. It is, I know it is. And yeah, let's do our Did You Know segment, and we will come back and then take a couple of your calls before we get to the morning program.
Did you know that in Japan, one of the most advanced countries in the world, children don't take any tests or exams in school until the higher grades? The Japanese believe that at a young age, there are more important things children need to learn. First, they are taught proper behavior and respect for all people, regardless of status or income. Second, they are raised to be independent while also learning teamwork. For example, Japanese schools don't have janitors. Students clean the classrooms, hallways, and school grounds themselves, dividing responsibilities among one another. Third, children are taught from an early age to care for nature and the environment. Fourth, the focus is on learning for the sake of knowledge, not for grades. Fifth, special attention is given to politeness, order, and punctuality. Thanks to this approach, the overall level of development and discipline among Japanese children is considered one of the highest in the world. If you agree with the Japanese approach, drop a comment below.
Yeah, well, you'll get no argument from me where that Japanese approach is concerned, right? There are some things that I believe that we have seen over time where discipline and different things are happening in this country. Um, our leadership has been very poor across the board. All of them, all of them, because if leadership was recognizing that there's a problem and do things to try to correct it, we only complaining about everything, but we are hoping that the citizens get it right. They're not going to get it right on their own.
Yeah.
We have to put things in place, or else we will continue to have all of these school fights. We'll continue to see people throwing trash all over the place, crossing the traffic light saying green car coming down the road and a man looking to cross the road. If we don't start to change and start to teach these things to generations coming up, we are going nowhere. 100 years after then, we will be in our graves, and guess what? The problem will still be here because Trinidad and Tobago leadership poor.
I keep saying that, Sir Charles. We are not going to see a change in our lifetime and maybe the next generation lifetime.
No.
This is not going to change for a long time.
No, because you see some of the changes we're looking at when countries who have changed in 10 and 15 and at 20 years have turned around their countries with these problems, because it was intentional with the leadership to go out. We have a problem. Let us start. And school is where you have to start, You have to start with the little ones and train them. And so as the more little ones coming in, you bring them in, you show them what they're supposed to do. And as the older ones filter out and wherever they want to die out, at least you have more young ones coming. So over certain times it will change. But we are not doing that. We are just complaining. Waste our time.
We can't try and go to school in Japan on a weekend, Saturday and Sunday.
Yeah, understand.
In uniform,
Yeah, yeah, and that gives them a sense of discipline. You understand? A uniform is an important thing,
No, Japanese people different. They're really, really different. And I mean, you always read about it, you heard about it, but when you actually experience it, trust me, it's different. The living in Japan is different. Anyway, thanks for the folks who sent me the editorial that Jack Warner wrote. I got thanks. Morning, Amjad, and morning, Michael from Long Island.
Yeah. I saw, and I want to say good morning to a police officer I saw on the bus route by me here. Every now and then you go and you see the police officers trying to get the children to move along in the maxis and stuff like that. So he's actually stopping the maxis on the bus route and putting the children,
ushering the children in
inside to get them moving. Especially these Eldorado children that like to fight. Good morning, Elder Brown. And they linger all parts of the community. You see them, they. So even while he's doing that down the road, there's a set that normally would go down there. You know what they're doing? They're landed by the street off the road. We're not on the bus at all. So I don't know why.
Dean said Wendell has worked real hard to distance the PM from their communication, which generally represents her. She is the head of an organization. Nothing happens without the leader. Dean Allen, I never say it happening without her blessing. I never said that. I just telling you she's not the one writing. That's what I tell you. I never tell you and I don't have to distance myself, not trying to distance the PM from it at all. You clearly don't know my psychology. I'll say no more. Anyway, let's open the lines now, Sir Charles.
Yeah, so before we get up to poll time, we can take a couple of calls. 281-1315 or 299-5156, right? Those are the numbers that you call, 281-1315 or 299-5156. So you can get in on the conversation. We love to hear from you as always. So call us now. Yeah.
Let's take some. We open up the lines, folks, and then of course our poll will come up. Our poll will be based on the impending strike action by Maxis today, whether you support it or not, because you may very well be inconvenienced by it. So we'll pull that today, and don't worry, we'll pull the birthday upon the airport thing. This is a short weekend, people. In case you don't know, Thursday is a public holiday. The days that we love.
Yes. Corpus Christi.
Corpus Christi.
Corpus Christi. All right.
Body of Christ.
Yeah. Hold on one day. Good morning, caller.
Morning, gentlemen.
Morning, Shekwanesh.
Yeah. But you got so much things to talk about.
Choose one. Choose one. Talk about the rest of the next hour.
But what you're referring to in terms of the clip you made with Japan, right? I always admire the approach, progress, initiating change. And the only way that we can initiate change is when we start holding persons accountable and not make an excuse for individuals based on our political bias and situation, right? And be it rather the police or whoever the case may be, it has to have some elements of transparency. And what it is, I see avalanche of youths coming out now and speaking out on issues and taking the lead, rather than the older heads where you see what the union leaders used to do. You see now a bevy of youths coming out now, and I think that is a positive sign and should be supported. They are advocating for their rights, advocating for change, and something is brewing, right?
Yeah.
But what is done in a legal and advocate for you, Lord, our protest always result in voicing your opinion. I don't believe in anything called a silent protest. Yeah? So I just said, watching and observe, and seeing something on social media. I see a lot of youth coming out now, and I think their cause is positive and should be supported. But there seems to be an oppressive tactic being employed by those who don't want the voices to be heard. Yes?
Yeah. Thanks. You know, as he said that, he triggered something in my mind. You know, they've been trying to paint this young lady who is now hospitalized and who is now facing charges in this kind of negative light. You know, they've not been able to do it successfully, right? Because they've not shown one old video of her doing something or saying something. Or, you know, they like to pose them fellas in the big chain and all kind of thing and tool in the hand kind of way. Mm-hmm. They've not been able to post any of those things about this young lady, dig up any of those things about this young lady.
Yeah, they can't find anything.
And you know, if they had something, they would have put it out there already, right?
Yeah, but I think what they are struggling with public opinion, you see what people saw, they can't erase what people saw.
No,
and they try real hard to paint a different side of the story.
Yeah.
And they're using every office they could get to help them.
Yeah.
And but people have seen something and they're not buying anything else.
No.
that's
hand out of a window, Sir Charles.
Yeah.
Surrendering.
Yeah. What else? What else?
Riddling that car with bullets.
Yeah. What else would they could have seen?
Change that.
Yeah. Huh? What else would a police officer jump out a vehicle, see two hands outside, and still decide?
Still riddle it with bullets.
Riddle it with bullets. No. Good morning, caller.
Morning, Sir Charles.
Morning, Zina.
Morning, Zina.
Good morning, and then
Zina.
Well, the other one. Well, did Mr. Richard, he ball and shout and get so much licks from last night that he can't get up. I played the licks for the whole weekend, you know.
Yeah.
Where's the lady neighbor get Wendell that beat him on the couch with that belt?
Paloma.
Yeah, Paloma, get too much licks from Paloma. He have carries up here. Sir Charles, I quite agree with you with what you were saying about the change. Remember, I always keep saying that change begins with kindergarten, because parents of themselves know this parent won't change it because they never learned it.
Yeah.
But if they make it a priority in schools, you see, like how we used to learn those little jingles. I don't hear schools the children knowing them now, you know, like bits of paper lying on the floor and how to cross and different little things. And you learn that. So you in turn now the children will turn back to correct the parents Mommy, don't throw that there. Daddy picked that up from there. So you have to teach them a whole generation. It will take about 10 to 20 years before we could reach that kind of standard.
Yeah. It could be
you understand? And the behavior, because look at that good news you played this morning. That kind of pantry thing to help the needy. You know, one person will come in our society and want to clean out the whole thing.
Yes.
You know, you won't want to take that you're hungry, take something to eat and move on for others to get. You will want to clean out that whole pantry.
Yeah. Even so, look, I will eat today and I'll probably come back tomorrow if I need to eat again.
So you have to learn manners and that kind of training from small to know the correct thing to do. And you know what I'm realizing before I go? Let me just say, you see all that kind of bad news I hear now and all gang thing and all stories that coming out with the government putting out. I feel it's to come with all the celebrate this weekend. We're going to hear Independence Parade put off again this year. Trust me, I am looking forward to it because I feel we ain't gonna have none. If they have, it will surprise me. Thank you.
Me too. And Carol Keepers is also saying that they want to extend the state of emergency. Well, I think they will, you know. I don't think they need any special majority to extend it again, you know.
Yeah,
so that is a given that they're going to be extending it.
Yeah, they have not made any significant impact, really and truly, you know. The state of emergency, you know, I would tell myself you use it as a stopgap measure. But what else are you putting in place to make sure when you, when you remove that state of emergency, that things could run normal or in a better way? And we have not seen that. Every time the state of emergency moves, it goes right back the way it was.
Yeah.
Same speed.
Yeah.
So whatever it is they've been doing, ain't working.
All they've been detaining under PDOs, it ain't working. Yeah. Clearly, those who are detained had nothing to do with the murderous spree that's still going on. You understand?
Well, it may not even be. It may be that too, you know, because while they're detained, certain things may go. But what I say that you can't keep them detained because you have nothing to charge them for. You understand? So you can't disrupt the thing.
Yeah, but my point is that these people are in fact detained. Has it stopped any of the murders? Nope. Has it stopped any of the criminality? Nope.
Yeah. We don't know what I'm saying. It may not stop, but it will slow down. What I'm saying is that. Okay. No, well, I mean, let's face it. At the end of the day, the murder rate is not what it. Yes, we hearing it plenty, but it's not where it was. It's less. So you can't say it ain't slowing it down, but it's not stopping it.
All right, brother, you take comfort in that.
No, I ain't taking no comfort in nothing. I ain't taking no comfort in nothing. But we're going after the morning poll. Let's do the poll and then we come back. We'll argue the next hour.
Yeah, our poll is up, people. Do you support the maxi taxi strike for 3 days due to outstanding issues? That's our poll. It's Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. Of course, Thursday is a public holiday, so you probably won't be needing maxis anyway. But do you support it? One is you're voting yes, or yes, you're voting one. No, you're voting two. All right?
Okay, that is it. So people, we are going for the news at 7. I'm going to try to see if I can hook up with the maxi taxi man. I sent him a message, no response, but I'll try to make a call now. Now that I got a few minutes, right?
All right, cool.
We will be back.
The news you need, the clarity you deserve. Local, regional, global. This is NETT Radio News Now.
This is News Now on NETT Radio and Guile TV. I am Derek McMillan. Thank you for joining us. Prime Minister Kamla Persad-Bissessar has condemned calls made during recent protests for criminal gangs to unite against law enforcement, describing the rhetoric as sick and evil. She criticized those supporting the demonstrations, arguing that gang violence has devastated communities for years and questioning why there is not the same level of public outrage for victims of gang crime. Meanwhile, Assistant Commissioner of Police Richard Smith warned protest organizers to be careful about aligning themselves with gang members, saying such associations could be dangerous and may lead to volatile situations that threaten public safety. Two senior attorneys have backed Director of Public Prosecutions Roger Gaspard in warning against commentary that could prejudice the criminal case involving Kaya Sealy. Senior counsel Israel Khan said the DPP must remain free from outside influence and urged the public to allow due process to take its course, noting that the widely circulated video does not show everything that occurred during the incident. Attorney Fareed Ali also warned that constant public debate and unverified claims could influence potential jurors before the matter reaches trial. Meanwhile, the Media Association of Trinidad and Tobago said it supports both responsible journalism and the rule of law, adding that it does not view the DPP statement as an attempt to interfere with legitimate media reporting. A close friend of Kaya Sealy says activist Alyssa Phillip never set out to become a public figure, but felt compelled to speak out after Sealy was severely injured in a police-involved shooting that claimed the life of Joshua Samaru. Speaking to the Sunday Express, Sealy's longtime friend, Mariah Walcott, said she, Phillip, and Sealy have shared a close bond since their days at Bishop Anstey High School. Walcott described Phillip as a hard-working businesswoman who runs a family-owned baking business while leading protests in support of Sealy. She said the decision to protest came after the friends struggled to get answers following the January shooting. Despite arrests, threats, and new protest restrictions, Walcott said supporters remain determined to continue advocating for Sealy, whom she described as overwhelmed and grateful for the public support she has received. Questions are being raised over a proposed $570 million contract by Heritage Petroleum Company Limited for an offshore production and compression facility in the West and Southwest Soldado fields. Industry insiders have criticized Heritage's decision to use a limited bidding process involving just 3 local companies, arguing that the project's size and complexity warranted open international competition. Critics claim international firms with relevant expertise were excluded and have also questioned aspects of the pre-qualification process, including the speed at which some approvals were granted. They argue that open bidding with pre-qualification would have provided greater transparency, stronger competition, and better value for money. Heritage has defended its procurement strategy, but industry sources maintain the process could face scrutiny under public procurement legislation. In the region, voters in Colombia headed to the polls Sunday in the first round of a closely watched presidential election, seen as a referendum on the policies of outgoing President Gustavo Petro. The campaign has been dominated by concerns over rising violence, nearly a decade after a historic peace deal with the Revolutionary Armed Forces of Colombia. Armed attacks and political tensions have intensified in the lead-up to the vote. The race has largely narrowed to 3 leading candidates, with Senator Ivan Cepeda backing continued peace negotiations, while rivals Abelardo de la Espriella and Paloma Valencia are campaigning on tougher security measures. If no candidate wins an outright majority, the top 2 contenders will advance to a runoff election next month. Finally, 5 patients have recovered from a rare strain of Ebola during the current outbreak in Democratic Republic of the Congo, offering hope as health officials continue efforts to contain the virus. Speaking in the city of Bunia, Tedros Adhanom Ghebreyesus said 4 patients were discharged on Sunday, while another had recovered days earlier. The outbreak involves the Bundibugyo strain of Ebola, for which there is currently no approved vaccine or treatment. Health authorities have recorded 134 confirmed cases in Congo and neighboring Uganda, including 18 deaths. Doctors say patients are being treated for symptoms such as dehydration and vomiting, while health officials continue vaccination research and public education campaigns. Aid groups warn the virus is still spreading rapidly, with insecurity, misinformation, and attacks on health facilities complicating response efforts in affected regions. And that is NETT Radio News at this time.
That was News Now. Stay informed with New Era TT Radio. NETT Radio.
is the NETT Radio Breakfast Show. With the best music and real talk.
Yeah. I just love that rhythm. I love that rhythm. And how real vibes inside of that rhythm. That's why since then, they only copying that rhythm every year. That rhythm just come back out. Anyhow, people, welcome. Welcome inside the second hour of The Breakfast Show. Right here on NETT Radio, New Era TT Radio. We're happy to be here with you on this Monday morning. Hoping that all is well with you in your spaces. Yeah, wow. Good morning to the Anthem crew. Those of you that come in very early, just before 6 o'clock. Just see the numbers rolling up. Thank you very much. And all the people who came in along the way. Good morning to Gael Caribbean TV. Good morning to Errol and the family. Thank you very much for being here, Errol. Really appreciate your support. And the house cleaning for you guys. Just to let you know that when we come off of the TV feeds and our social media platforms closer to 9 o'clock or even 9 o'clock, all depends on how good when they're feeling. Guess what? You can join us on netradiott.com. That's NETTRADIOTT.com. That way you're able to listen to us all day and every day. We are streaming on a number of different platforms. So if you are on TuneIn, if you're on Radio Garden, MyTuner, Online Radio Box, or Simple Radio, yeah, I think I got them all. Right? All you have to do put in the command, which is NETT Radio Trinidad. Yeah, easy branding across the platforms. NETT Radio Trinidad. Tell Alexa and of course all your Google devices, play Alexa, play NETT Radio Trinidad, and you should be able to get us, right? Okay. Also, don't forget to put your stamp on all of our platforms. If you haven't done it as yet, you could like, subscribe, follow all the channels at NETT Radio Trinidad. Alright, so go to YouTube, go to Facebook, go to Instagram, and especially right about now, I want you all to make a little journey across the TikTok. Yeah, I need the TikTok numbers to go up a little bit. Yeah, so take a little 2 minutes out all your day now. Go ahead, TikTok now. Yeah. Alright. Also, don't forget to hit that support button on our pages in the description. You'll see the support links, and on our website at NETT Radio TT, yeah, there is a donate, a blue button. It's different from all the other buttons. Just hit that, and of course you can support us with your donations, right? You can also text the word donate to any one of our phone numbers. Just text donate, and we will send you the link as to how you can donate to the channel. Yeah. So we have a strike that is on 3 days. I think red band today, blue band tomorrow, green band on Wednesday. Over 5,000 maxi taxis are staying off the route within that particular time. So, do you support it? Do you support the maxi taxis? And of course for their outstanding issues, which is money, alright? Do you support their actions? So if you're in support, you're voting 1. If you don't support, you're voting 2. Right? So 1 is yes, 2 is no. And when we come back, we'll tell you how you voted. So stay with us here on The Breakfast Show.
S&H Rumbox, 137 Western Main Road, St. James, for all your retail and wholesale needs for alcohol and non-alcoholic beverages. Call us at 686-0599 or visit us at 137 Western Main Road, St. James. S&H Rumbox, drinking out of the box.
Are you taking care of your sexual health and overall well-being? At Total Image and Dr. Raj Adult Boutique, we believe your confidence, wellness, and intimacy matter. Visit us at our convenient locations: 10 Carmody Street, St. Augustine, Edinburgh, Chaguanas, Shops of Day Bay, 95 Circular Road, Vista Bella, Docks Ranch Light Pole 51, SS Aaron Road, Penal, and Metro Hotel, Suite 1, Number 2, Knoll Street North, Couva. From relaxing massage services to professional guidance on sexual wellness, we are here to support you every step of the way. Consult with renowned sexologist, Dr. Raj Ramnanan, for expert advice tailored to your needs. Take the first step toward a healthier, more confident you. Call 285-9739 or 645-4543 to book your appointment today. Total Image and Dr. Raj Adult Boutique, where wellness meets confidence.
Advertise with us on New Era TT Radio, the fastest growing streaming platform for talk in Trinidad and Tobago. Audio and video ads welcome. Elevate your brand with us. Connect with us at newerattradio@yahoo.com. or call us at 299-5156. Now, what are you waiting for?
Gaylan and the Ultimate DJ Shane presents the Reggae Ride 26. A touch of red, white, gold, and green. Come out with your crew. Represent your color. Get ready for pure reggae vibes on June 27th on board the Harbour Master. Boarding 11 p.m. and sailing at midnight. For over 20 years, the Reggae Ride has delivered the best reggae experience. Music by DJ Damien, Ever Slick, DJ Junior, Gaylan, and the Ultimate DJ Shane. Get your advance tickets, only $250 at Agard's Nuts House, at City Furniture Stores nationwide, or on islandtickets.com.
Remember the song, used to make you rock away. Those were the days.
No coolers allowed. Powered by Agard's Nuts House, City Furniture, Tokopia Hotel and Lounge, Cricket Land Academy. The Reggae Ride 26, a touch of red, white, gold, and green.
Just a little bit longer, baby. Oh, my love keeps growing stronger.
Join me, Brother David Muhammad, every Tuesday from 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. here on New Era TT Radio, Net Radio, Powerful Radio. Join me to hear knowledge, wisdom, and understanding. Tuesdays, 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. here on New Era TT Radio, Net Radio.
Okay, so we are back. Yes, we are.
Of course we are. I got some videos from some folks. Well, I guess everybody sharing the same videos of by QF Junction and about certain places that very quiet now. Until just people waiting. And of course, one of them is down at City Gate where it's almost empty. I don't know if you could play that one, Sir Charles. As the only one I shared.
I tried to get it actually.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I tried to load it.
Yeah, of what's happening out there. We don't know how bad it is. I guess. Well.
Yeah.
Wow.
Today is a real day.
Dave was saying there were 5 leaders last night, 2 in Penal and 3 in Central. Wow, what's going on? Anyway.
Yeah, it's happening. It's not happening. It's happening, you know? It's happening. So.
Anyway, so keep voting. Our poll is up. Do you support the maxi taxi strike, the 3-day maxi taxi strike?
To back up the poll so that you all could vote. And this is where you could also get in on the poll. We'll read some of your comments and you could also give us a call. Right? Remember, we're doing up the poll a little different, so you get into comment on the actual poll of itself right now. So if you have a comment you want to share with us on the poll, right, you can call us at 281-1315-129-95156. Caller, good morning.
Bless good morning to you, Sir Charles.
Morning,
Wendell and Richard, and we're taking in happiness. Good morning. For me, I voted yes for the poll, but they had to start from somewhere because after a while, people just get fed up. All right. I just hope PTSC a bus running like that today before. I took the bus this morning, but for the people them who normally take maxi and thing, you had to take car. Well, I know them people and them making it hustle now. I just asked the police and them have a little, thing with the pickers and then because I know they like to crack down and get ticket like rain. But because of the circumstances of what going on with, we have no transport with maxi. I hope they be a lenient on the pickers. So then the police is like this thing with a picker, pull over and take out everybody to come out and they want to give the driver a ticket. I hope they have understanding. Use your common sense because common sense come before any book. Right? And I say that I know I can't talk about nothing else. I'll call back to talk about whatever I have to talk about after.
No problem.
No problem.
Yeah, no problem. Yeah, so people maybe can get in on the poll. When they have any comments in the section there about the poll, we can
lots of votes, but not many comments. As Lester Cragwell said, seeing our economy cannot accommodate a mass transport railway system, it might be a good idea to facilitate a special roadway for bicycles and mopeds. Right? The way Trinidadians is drive crazy, Lester, I don't know. No? Dean Allen is saying it is interesting the maxi taxi is a private profit-making business, asking for the state to support them building their infrastructure. There are people who own fleets, maxi. Yeah, I guess so.
Yeah, well, you'll always find that, because I mean, some people, at one time, an opportunity comes up with something. Some people see business, and get involved in it. I have a friend of mine, normal individual, like everybody else, and he decided that's what he doing. So he invested in maxi taxis.
Yeah, nothing wrong with that. I thought about doing it, way back in the day, and never followed through. Because back then you couldn't get a maxi taxi, a PBR
pass. Probably still hard to get it. It's still difficult to get it. So really, good morning.
Good morning, gentlemen, men of substance. I can see clearly now. I am in support 100% with the maxi taxi drivers.
Right, tell us why.
Honestly, and I'll tell you why. People cannot keep taking nonsense all the time. I heard the president said that it's decades that they have been clamoring for certain things, right? And I am telling you, I am a commuter. I want to go places, but if they have to do what they have to do, well then so be it. People need to stand up. You cannot allow things to be happening and you're not doing anything about it. No. Go on and government still ain't paid.
He used to drop school, sure, and he had a maxi.
Yes,
right.
he had his maxi, and he had that picking up school children, right? So he had that contract, and the man got so fed up. 4 months, a loan and a maxi not cheap, so
no, a loan and anything ain't cheap. Yeah, loan and anything ain't cheap, Mr. Real.
But I'm telling you, so people feel when you have a maxi, oh God, you have money. Yeah, you have money for the bank, you have money for maintenance, but you have no money to come home with, no big set of money. So I supporting them 100%.
Okay, no problem. Thanks so much. Because at the end of the day, a loan for a maxi taxi is a house on the road,
Yeah, it's like a mortgage,
Yes, because your HGC house will cost you $300,000-$400,000 over how much years you take to pay for that. A maxi taxi so can afford $500,000.
$500,000.
Yes, it's a lot of money.
Roger Jacobs, morning. I forget to tell you morning the other day. Roger is at the Guardian newspaper. He used to be at Newsday for years. Morning, Roger. He never misses the show.
Right. I was playing the Silver Plate for you one time as I hear.
That video had to come from somebody who work in PTSD because they're driving through city gate.
Yes.
And it don't look like a maxi.
No, it doesn't look like a private vehicle. Sharing the information. That's good, regardless of where it come from. We just have
true. True.
Miss Sampson, well, you have a problem with no bus. You probably don't in South. Hello. Miss
Good
Sampson.
morning, gentlemen.
Morning.
Hi, Miss Sampson. How are you doing?
I'm all right.
Nice.
When the UNC start to take away all the little PJs from the normal citizen, like
Miss
taking
Sampson,
over
wait,
your,
hold on.
stopping you from using.
Miss Sampson, we're talking about the poll right now, eh? Right.
Well, that is what I'm talking about.
All right, go ahead.
Yeah. When they start to take over all the little PJs, when mothers carrying their children to school in the car and getting a little money and want to take over that and have you buy a panel box. If you have a panel bus to paint it yellow, I disagree. And also when the maxi taxi, when they take over the maxi taxi, I find that was nonsense. I find the maxi taxi shouldn't be begging the government right now for money or anything. It's your van. You don't have to hold the country to ransom. Just continue driving a maxi like how everybody else driving a maxi. Why you want to hold the country now at ransom for that?
Yeah.
If the this government here that put them in that situation. It's simple. Just cancel the government and work your taxi.
All right. I don't think understanding what is going in place, eh? The maxi taxi drivers, of course, if you could go and work or otherwise and that sort of thing. But I think these are people who are the money that they are clamoring for is money that they would have worked for the state. Because a lot of these maxi taxis are concessions. They take children to school and other things that they do for the state, and the state owes them. You know, because if you are a maxi taxi driver and you're working to take children to school, that is your whole day there, you know. Time you get out in the morning, make it 2 or 3 trips to get them down, and then you have to go back to pick them up and that sort of thing. That is how the thing working.
Yeah.
So you're taking them off if they were able to go and work some other way to make that money, but if the state has a need and they are providing that need and service, the state has to be prepared to pay, and the state has not been paid.
Yeah,
and that is why you're finding all of this. All right, well, let's get into the results of the poll.
Yeah. Carlisle Cupid is saying he abstained from the poll because he are concerned for students doing the exam. It is the underprivileged ones who will be affected. Yeah, it's a timing that you will never find favor in. Things like these never find complete favor in.
You can hardly do what you say, because you remember protests is you want to, these maxi taxi drivers and some, and even teachers and stuff, it's not that they want to protest, you know. They don't want to come out and disrupt the system. But if you have to disrupt it, you have to do it at the point in time when it is most felt. You can't expect that they were the maxi taxi drivers who are being owed money for dropping children to school will go on a protest in July, August.
Yeah.
School out, you understand? Nobody will take them on.
Yeah. True.
So yes, we understand. I understand your situation, but this is how most protests works. It is designed to disrupt the system to get a particular desired outcome. So that'll do it at that point in time. But this is what you said today, Wendell. Go ahead with the poll.
Yes. So our poll, of course, do you support the maxi taxi strike for 3 days due to outstanding issues? You voted 1 for yes and 2 for no, and 75% of you said yes and 25% said no. All right, 75% of you do support the strike, 25% said you do not. All right, that's it. Those are the results of our poll today. Thank you so much for participating. Your vote is always welcomed here on The Breakfast Show.
Always appreciated. I did make contact with Mr. Gomez. He doesn't want to do any live interviews. He's on the field, he said, actually assessing the situation. So he tells me he's checking.
What do you mean assessing the situation? What is there to assess?
Hey, I tell you what, man, tell me.
Is either he have buses out there or not?
Well, that's what he says that the buses are outside there working, and people have been using the buses. He said he's been seeing a lot of the buses coming down filled. So that means people are using the buses. I asked him if they had put on any additional buses. And he said, well, he didn't say no. Yes to that, but he's saying, well, we're using what we have, you know. But so maybe they don't have enough to put on additional buses. You know, the buses is always in a state, you know. But he did say that they are outside there looking at the situation, and that is all he was able to tell me. I said, but I said, well, the same thing he just told me, hey, can I do the interview, you know?
Exactly.
He said, I want to know live interview. I can understand.
Somebody now on a bus or somebody on the road who's seen the buses passing, send us a video of that. Right? Send us a video of buses working and full with people. That's what we want now. Because clearly the man in charge of PTSD don't want to talk. Yeah, he don't want to talk live because he gives Sir Charles information that he could tell us.
Yeah, and I tell him that. I said, but I said, look here, just do the interview there. No? Yeah. if you couldn't stay long, we'd have taken a little 5 minutes or 10 minutes. It's just that you are the official person, and we would have liked it. You know, the public would like to hear from you directly rather than I now have to be third party. You know, and that is it basically. But I don't know if he probably must realize Wendell and Richard, boy. Them fellas are dead, boy. You know, all their name ain't good at all. So
no, we have an excellent reputation when we interview people. As a matter of fact,
they want to part of it. So they say, "See me, not me."
We have an excellent reputation when we interview people.
Yeah, but I will tell you something. I because I have the PTSD app on my phone, and because I have a basic idea, it's tracked to know if what buses are running and what buses are not running. So I'm looking for the time in here, right? So from 6 a.m. this morning, from Shagwanas, they didn't have no Kira bus. They didn't have the Queen's Park Savannah bus that was out at 6 a.m. Also, because they have all that going, they had like Shagwanas going, Diego Martin going, Shagwanas, Shagaramas going, Arima, all stops 6:30 a.m. there. Well, they didn't go until the 6 o'clock time. San Fernando, the coach service went, but Maloney did not go. Ropun went. Santa Cruz cancel. Bonnier cancel. Edinburgh 500 cancel. Shoguanas went at 6:30. Point 14 went at 6:30. San Fernando limited stop with cancel 6:30 a.m. St. James cancel. Wrong the road. Wrong the tongue went. San Fernando cancel. Piaco cancel. So. And let me see where we are. Let me see if I can bring it up to the time, 6:35, going down the road. Oh, right. I have up to 7:30 a.m. Right, so San Fernando, Wrong the Tongue went, Sangre Grande went at 7:30. San Fernando, limited stop that did not go. Yeah. And I suppose throughout the day, because, these buses and them, they're not too durable. That's the next thing, that we have some buses that they're going to put out outside there, that they're probably going to pull out at the bay where these mechanics working to get them back on the road, and half of them going to leave Port of Spain. When they reach Mova, start to go chugu, 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 chugu. When they reach Savoy, going to shut down. I remember I left for the Spain because I tell you, I just use this service, because sometimes what used to be with me is that when I was in Port of Spain working, I don't want to, right? The time I finish in work, middle of the day, or just after lunch, time I stop there and talk with Korea and Galen and them and that kind of thing. After that's enough for you. I going home. There is that rather than to wait for my wife now because she had the car with the children to come and pick up 4 o'clock. I reach home work at 6 o'clock. So I said to me, I going to take a maxi or I going to take the bus. Right? I had bus ticket in my wallet. I buy all my bus tickets. So if I reach downtown, and it looked like the bus coming, I'll wait for the bus. If not, I go and pay my $10 and go up in the maxi. Right? But I reach home early, anyway. But I remember plenty time I take the bus. I used to like the drama on the bus,
You like the experience of being shutting down.
I like to, you see, I like it. Just give me things to talk about. Remember the radio we doing it,
right?
When the bus shut down, that conversation for my program the next day. Yes, so I remember plenty of time I leave the city gate, the bus going up the road, good time. So when the bus shut down. The bus shut down in the crazy when I come on the bus, when I look for the next bus. On that time, I still had to go and pay my $10 to go on the road.
That's an image I've seen so many times with a bus shutting down and everybody outside the bus waiting for the next bus or the next maxi. I've seen that image so many times on that PBR.
But I think my greatest experience with the bus is when it is rainy season. You see people in the bus with umbrella and they in the bus, pull out the umbrella because you can't get wet. You understand? Sometimes the bus leave the hub, and there was this particular bus. I used to just marvel at this particular bus. It leaving the repair station in the back, but when it's raining, the bus come out with a little container that collecting water on the seat. Because it have a leak.
You wrote for the bus leaking, Sir Charles?
Yes, the bus leaking.
How is that possible?
I don't know how it used to be able to coming through the air condition, but when it's raining, you used to see water when there. Sometimes you see all the other seats full up, and you're going to sit down in that seat, and the person is saying, "No, you can't sit down there, I'm wet." Oh my word! I mean, the bus culture in Trinidad and Tobago is real fun. You understand?
Trinidad and Tobago. That's crazy.
And then we have another set of people who does always get vexed with the driver. You understand? They're coming down the road and they will do something to get the driver vexed. Some of these PTSD drivers have no cover for them or their leniency. They don't have no leniency. They confront some of these passengers, because I know some passengers very unruly, Some of them just cuss, they make noise. And have another set of people who I remember the time I left Port of Spain or something, when we reached Mova, the bus coming going up the road quiet all the time. All of a sudden when we reach Mova, this lady get up in the bus. In Jesus' name! I have a message for all of you!
She's Padre Chalawan.
They start to preach in the bus. People start to stoops. Some people, when the driver can take it no more, he said, "Ma'am, you need to, you can't do that on the bus, right? Because
why though? Why she can't say Jesus' name on the bus?"
Because not everybody, remember, it's a public place. Not everybody wants to hear you talking about, to preach to people.
Nobody didn't join her and say hallelujah or nothing like that.
Nobody ain't joining her. She doesn't know hallelujah. But some people listening and some people stupid.
Nobody in bothered Robo Shanta Baba nothing. So.
No. We didn't get all of that. The bus culture is a whole different vibes, you understand? Yeah. And if I have to go like when I have to go like San Fernando and stuff and thing, I may have a spot to do. I go and take the coach. Coach is a nice ride to go down, So, but the normal bus, good. It ain't easy. Yeah. Anyway, people, that's my bus culture. I know you all will have all your own.
Interesting. I haven't used a bus in Trinidad for a long time. I haven't been on a bus actually abroad either too for a long time. I use either the subway, either the trains, or in Canada they have those street cars. They call them street cars. They run with the electricity above now. They hooked on and they run through the streets, the general streets in Canada. They have that. I use that.
Yeah, but it have some people you in other places, would use the bus all the time, but they would ask you in Trinidad, how always use them bus, boy? That's how it is. But that's what we have. We have to make the best of it. Yeah. All right, so we're taking your calls. 281-131-529-9556. Right? We're talking whatever is on your mind this morning. Let's go. Caller, good morning.
So, Charles, good morning.
Morning, Dabadi.
Wendell, morning.
Morning.
I went to drop my son by the bus route. Watch now, you'll think something happening from musical lights to body lights on my corner. Line up with people waiting on maxis. Yeah. So I take a fastness and I park a little higher watching on. And some maxis coming down empty, the windows up, and they don't have any passengers. But I find that in making sense because your burden is safe diesel. So it's either you're on the road or you stay home, But anyway,
they must be passing them, Marco, to see what's going on.
Yeah, to probably see what's going on, or probably just to taunt people too. I'm sure they see the importance of of us.
They put it out in hand. People put it out in hand, and they give you a license, nothing to say I'm full. I ain't taking nothing. They just drive it out. I did that willfully this morning. But this issue, why I supported it, because this has been happening for more than 5 years. My daughter was going to so-called prestige school, and they had maxis for them for school. And when she first started in Form 1, and that was like 6, 7, 8 years ago in Form 1, so that's 8 years ago I'm talking about now, She took the maxi to drop them in school. And the afternoon time, same thing. But in Form 3, after the COVID, the maxis had this issue cropped up, I had to say, which I find the government on PTSD should have allowed. They weren't getting money. So for a few days, the students, who waited for the maxis from Arima coming down, they couldn't get the maxis. So what the school did, they hired the drivers of those maxis to bring the students to school, right? And the PTA, which I was a member of, we paid those drivers. But it went on for a little bit until things settled. And it keeps going on and on. My brother drives maxi for a school in Valencia to drop children in Valencia, and he hasn't been paid for 4 months. So I find, they're just taking people for granted. So exam going on, yes. CSEC, Cape, whatever going on, you have to do it when the iron hot. You can't do it when school closes in August. Yeah. You have no effect on it. So for once, I agree to something like that, because I don't like when school children are home. Like a lot of children are home today, because they can't get transport. They can't get a taxi because you don't know when to get taxis again. So I am in support of it. This wrongs. And I hope, because they are private enterprise, I hope the government takes stock and get the PTSD buses working. Why PTSD buses aren't on the road? Jack Warner did.
That is it.
Jack Warner did it some years ago. Why Eliza Cool, why didn't you get up early this morning like Jack Warner, 4 a.m. and direct all those buses on East-West Corridor, down wherever else? Just get the buses on the road. You see, that's why I don't like how we run in our buses. I wanted to privatize so long, but the buses are just not there. And so, Charles, I know you're a bus man,
Yeah. I go and take the bus.
I don't mind taking a bus. Why can't I go and wait for a bus? Because I don't know what time the bus come in. Why go and stand up in the Hudson and bus on a bus route? Where do you know the schedule? Coming from Port Spain, you don't know a schedule? Bus because of that. So anyway, I support them, but something has to be done. But guess what? Knowing this government, just like the nurses issue.
Knowing that every government with these PTSD drivers. Yeah. Okay. Thanks very much, Dabadi.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah, this is something that has spanned all of the governments, and they do that to people who they know. Much people who work for government, caterers and small businesses, and then catching the tail to get the money from government.
So Charles, I tell people I don't want nothing from the UNC, but I want what the government owe me.
You see what I mean? Yeah, just
I'm being old. That's what I want to know. I don't want nothing. I don't want to work. I don't want no contract. I don't want nothing. I just want what I'm being owed.
Right, and you better try and get it before you close your eyes. Or the family are real pressure to get it.
Boy.
Caller, good morning.
Yeah, good morning, gentlemen.
Morning.
That's on the weighing on this maxi taxi situation.
Mm-hmm.
To me, this is a case of the chicken coming home to roost. I always, every time I go down in city gates, I want, you have this state entity and a private entity competing with one another in the same place using the state resources. Right? Where you can ever see that? They come like let digital come to Trinidad and use TSTT infrastructure and let the state pay for it. Right? If the maxi taxi and them is a private enterprise, give them their own facility, their own thing, just like how the Diego Martin maxi thing is, and let them manage their own thing. They could get access to the bus route, they could get onto the bus route at some point, but not using the same facilities and all that, and then they don't want to pay this thing for the usage of the facilities. They want the government to fix everything, to fix the toilet, to fix the thing, to clean up the place, to paint it and everything. Right? That making sense. I know the issues of the they say they're trying to tie up the whole issue in one. Right? If the state shirking the responsibility that by supplying transport, like for the school children. When I was going to school, we had school buses. The bus used to come up. I used to go Mount Hope Junior Sec. The bus used to come, a bus to Tong, a bus to Arima, and they come to school and transport the children. Right? You shirking the responsibility to give it over the private hand. And if the arrangement isn't working and the government isn't paying, that's an issue for the school bus drivers. And what that have these people dropping school children have to do with the national transportation system. Let the school bus people take their action if they're not getting paid. Right? And so you want to hold the whole country to ransom and making that one the issue. That's one of the issues. The next issue they're talking about the conditions in the maxi taxi hub. Right? You have the public transportation. You ever see a maxi taxi derelict or breakdown with the car thing? It have more maxi taxis in the public transport than it have buses functioning.
True.
They have this functional thing, and there's a stage to try to correct that. So I don't support the maxi taxi strike because just not the whole public. They raise the price they jump up. They want to raise the price. Right? They're doing the public all kind of thing. They're talking about maxi. Nah, you're going short. I only reaching crib. I only reaching thing. All kind of stupidness they do in the public. Right? I can support that. Let them take the enterprise or so on, get their own facility and run the whole thing. The people who want public transport, they go down to the city gates. The people who want to take the maxi taxi service, they go wherever you get them a facility. And they can't have the state paying for that.
Yeah.
So I support that.
Very interesting perspective. Because I don't know if you remember, Caller, when the maxis took the state to court for paying the $1 fee to City Gate, and they won, and they had to repay all the maxis, all that money and thing. That to me, that was something that should have been progressive. Them paying and having the state maintain the City Gate and so on. But they carried it to court and they won.
Yeah, I remember that situation.
Yeah, that was.
I don't think they didn't get the money. I think it was still outstanding too. Yeah, if I'm not mistaken, I think that situation has not really even rectified itself. Yeah, wow. Well, good morning.
Yeah, good morning, Sir Charles again and Mr. Wendell.
Morning.
I remember with a bus in particular I took from Importer Spain was going on Shogunas, and that bus driver I must commend. He really tried, but every stop I tell you, I don't think it ever the bus shut down one time. It shut down stop after stop. After he dropped off somebody, he had to rev up the bus and then drive off again. He stopped somebody, rev up. The last was when he reached Mount Lambert. I said, hey, what's going on? Me and my twin come up. Because we have family up on that side. I said, let me go and visit the family. Hey, me anything? I said, nah. I said, I don't have to record that. The bus actually shut down that time. I said, I go to our family in the area. I can spend the night. There's makeup time. There's the bus out to go back home. That is one. Two is the whole thing about I am in full support with the maxi drivers and them for whatever reason they're striking. It's another time they could have chosen. Now is the time they see it's time to do it now and done the jury. It's 3 days. We just have to get up early, whoever custom taking maxi, you all have to get up early and try and get the bus. That's the most I can tell you. 3, the crime plan, this whole SOE thing, every month is SOE, every month, because you don't have a crime plan. They cannot have curfew in the country because why you go lock down Tobago with all them tourists and them across there, so them getting locked down too. They have no crime plan, so the crime will continue. Look how much killing it all over the weekend. They can't stop that, and that's why I'll keep saying. And when they're like, sure, you'll agree with me, every Monday morning when they used to sing PNM this, PNM that, it's the same game going on now. And then you want to use SOE as a crime plan, but you cannot use SOE as a crime plan because it's not doing anything. They're stopping killing, they're stopping nothing because they don't have a crime plan. They have to come with a crime plan first, see how that works, and then you can introduce SOE again. Yeah. Because SOE, after SOE, and what is the difference? And then we have a prime minister, like she have a muzzle over she mouth, she don't say nothing. Something happening, she will say, come out in front and say, well, X, Y, Z. At least let the people feel, there's something going on. At least, yes, we hear you all, we know there's our outcry. Let me see what we can do. She don't say nothing. At least Dr. Rowley used to still talk and say something. Yeah. You understand? So I don't know what's going on. Very precious, right. Yes. Anyway, gentlemen, great program, as usual.
Okay. The PNMs failed at crime, and this government is going to fail also. That's it. They're failing also. I don't know what they could do to turn it around in the next 4 years, but they're failing right now. It's clear the PNM didn't have a crime plan, and this government do have a crime plan. The PNM, of course, tried bringing certain legislations in the parliament that this government didn't support when they were in opposition. And well, we're going to see what they've come with nothing so far in the last year except an SOE. I don't know if they feel just having less murders is the be all and end all of it. No, it can't. Quality of life is terrible. Yeah, people are afraid.
Yeah, it's tough. It's really hard. It's really, really hard. Caller, good morning.
Hi, good morning, guys. Wendell, Richard, and Sir Charles.
Morning,
I am in full support of the maxi drivers because they are human beings just like us. They have their family just like us. They have to put food on the table for their family just like us. And they deserve better than this. They need their money. They need their money to ply their maxis because you know what? Maxis parts so expensive. The engine breaking down, discs going, and all kinds of things because the road needs fixing. Everywhere in the road is a pothole. So I in support of the maxi drivers and them. And yes, from Palestine to Shagwana are traveling and leaking bus already. The bus is like a river. I talk about that already. It is true. A leaking bus. Like 2 weeks after that, when I started thinking, I heard it for myself, and I never traveled in one again. Because you know why? They heard me. I was talking about it, and like they fixed it. Yes, but it's true.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
All right. Mr. Rima. Yeah. Caller, good morning.
Morning, Sir Charles, and morning, Wendell.
Morning.
Thank God. Now, Sir Charles, I want to ask, I know you live in the East and you travel. Is it only the red band maxi? Because so far I'm not hearing if they go maxi striking too.
No, I already hear they go. I think today is the red band. I think.
Oh, it's the red band.
Yeah.
Oh,
that different days. Tomorrow is the blue band, and then the green band is on Wednesday. I don't know if the yellow band take it.
Oh my God. Anyway,
so yellow band is striking?
I just park and ride. I park and I take the PTSC bus. And I don't understand why. Okay, I don't know why Trinidadians have this thing. I have a friend, they say, I will never be seen in a maxi. So she goes stand up on the deco stand, wait for hours when you could get a maxi to come home. But, you know, when they go to the US, they're taking bus and train.
Yes.
Yeah, because it's efficient.
Bus and train.
Because
so
it's efficient out there.
If I could take a bus, I went to Caracas, I went all over and travel in bus. Why I can't use my bus in Trinidad? That's my tax dollars. So all who want to stand up on the main road and wait to see if they could get to work, and PTSC bus, I just watch the PTSC bus, so Charles and Wendell, coming up half empty, going back down and people standing up waiting for all you're mad. Not me. If I was working, I would have taken the bus this morning. Yeah, but all you so have false pride. All you wouldn't be seen in a bus. Well, all you wait like Dorothy this morning. Have a blessed day.
Right. I don't think it has anything to do with false pride. I think it's the efficiency of our service.
Yeah, no, it's really in a lot of cases it is the efficiency, because I mean sometimes you really don't want to have to wait that length of time, or even if because like I mean I have seen elder people waiting on the bus, because a lot of elderly people that use the buses, and sometimes and some of them have no choice, and you would see that they might be waiting. For example, let us say they're waiting on the midday bus, 12 o'clock bus. They might be there just after 11 waiting for that 12 o'clock bus.
Yeah, and you're not sure when it's coming.
12:30, no bus yet, Sometimes the PTSC mouthpiece they have there, who's supposed to be giving you updates on the bus, you have to go and beg them for information, when is the next bus coming? And all they have this, I learned them so well, they had a pattern. So like if the bus is supposed to go at 12 o'clock, 12:15, they will make 12:20, they will tell you the bus is delayed. If it reached 12:30, in that area, then they come back to tell you that the bus is cancelled. Yeah, and the next one coming at 1 o'clock. So sometimes wait, because it's closer to 1 o'clock. That's all right, well, I waited. The same thing happening with 1 o'clock bus. That bus ain't coming until 3 o'clock, all kind of thing,
That's ridiculous.
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
So that's why you can't really get people who want to move, and if they had things to do, to wait on a bus. Because I remember a lady was calling in the morning, afternoon, because she expects to get the bus because she has to go Arima to get the connected bus that go in Grandy or something like that, or to pick up her children. And if you're dependent on the bus service, you can't do that seamlessly every day. You have to be calling somebody, journey home, it ain't look like I get no bus, so you're going on. Go and pick up them children for me, please. So it's not efficient.
Yeah, our bus service has been bad, and there's no how to put it, hope on the horizon that it will improve anytime soon.
And that is
minister come, minister go, new buses come in, new buses this, new that, new bus terminals, all kind of crap they just talk. All of them talk it over the years. And nothing. Well, this one ain't talking, he ain't saying a word. Keep coming out of it.
Yeah, no, but because they have not been able to do anything to make the service efficient. And sometimes when you go to get information, and that information that's in front of there, it's like you're going and bother them,
Yeah.
It's like, yeah. I remember that time I had to go and write a report about one of the person, because I go on and ask a question very quietly, you want to load me up. I said, but you're trying to embarrass me. So I had to go and write you up. Yeah, I play that. I ain't arguing with you, you understand, because I'm going to make no noise unnecessary, you understand. I ain't doing myself that, but yeah, I can write. I go home and write a letter, and next morning I come in down, I go in and drop it in the office. Yeah, get them date, time, and everything that transpired. Yeah. So
Dean Allen, you're absolutely right. In Canada, they tell you the next bus is in next train or bus is coming in 5 minutes, 4 minutes, 3 minutes, 2 minutes, 1 minute, and trust me, at 1 minute you see the light coming on the bend for that train.
Yeah.
Yes, sir?
Yeah, we have to get to some semblance of that kind of service. You know, you can't have people waiting on the bus and then the bus ain't coming, and you know, a lot of kind of thing. And sometimes I feel some of these dispatchers on them too, like they probably just stay wherever they are and look and say, "Wait, there are enough people there to fill that bus yet, you know." Look,
Sir Charles, that is quite possible.
Yeah. Yeah, they watch across and they say, boy, it's only a half trip, you know. Look, forget that 1 o'clock bus. Yes, send it 2 o'clock. More people then.
Yeah, let more people come.
People, we going for the news.
The news you need, the clarity you deserve. Local, regional, global. This is Net Radio News Now.
This is News Now on Net Radio and Guile TV. I am Derek McMillan. Thank you for joining us. Prime Minister Kamla Persad-Bissessar has condemned calls made during recent protests for criminal gangs to unite against law enforcement, describing the rhetoric as sick and evil. She criticized those supporting the demonstrations, arguing that gang violence has devastated communities for years and questioning why there is not the same level of public outrage for victims of gang crime. Meanwhile, Assistant Commissioner of Police Richard Smith warned protest organizers to be careful about aligning themselves with gang members, saying such associations could be dangerous and may lead to volatile situations that threaten public safety. 2 senior attorneys have backed Director of Public Prosecutions Roger Gaspard in warning against commentary that could prejudice the criminal case involving Kaya Sealy. Senior counsel Israel Khan said the DPP must remain free from outside influence and urged the public to allow due process to take its course, noting that the widely circulated video does not show everything that occurred during the incident. Attorney Fareed Ali also warned that constant public debate and unverified claims could influence potential jurors before the matter reaches trial. Meanwhile, the Media Association of Trinidad and Tobago said it supports both responsible journalism and the rule of law, adding that it does not view the DPP statement as an attempt to interfere with legitimate media reporting. A close friend of Kaya Sealy says activist Alyssa Phillip never set out to become a public figure, but felt compelled to speak out after Sealy was severely injured in a police-involved shooting that claimed the life of Joshua Samaru. Speaking to the Sunday Express, Sealy's longtime friend, Mariah Walcott, said she, Phillip, and Sealy have shared a close bond since their days at Bishop Anstey High School. Walcott described Phillip as a hard-working businesswoman who runs a family-owned baking business while leading protests in support of Sealy. She said the decision to protest came after the friends struggled to get answers following the January shooting. Despite arrests, threats, and new protest restrictions, Walcott said supporters remain determined to continue advocating for Sealy, whom she described as overwhelmed and grateful for the public support she has received. Questions are being raised over a proposed $570 million contract by Heritage Petroleum Company Limited for an offshore production and compression facility in the west and southwest Soldado fields. Industry insiders have criticized Heritage's decision to use a limited bidding process involving just 3 local companies, arguing that the project's size and complexity warranted open international competition. Critics claim international firms with relevant expertise were excluded and have also questioned aspects of the pre-qualification process, including the speed at which some approvals were granted. They argue that open bidding with pre-qualification would have provided greater transparency, stronger competition, and better value for money. Heritage has defended its procurement strategy, but industry sources maintain the process could face scrutiny under public procurement legislation. In the region, voters in Colombia headed to the polls Sunday in the first round of a closely watched presidential election, seen as a referendum on the policies of outgoing President Gustavo Petro. The campaign has been dominated by concerns over rising violence, nearly a decade after a historic peace deal with the Revolutionary Armed Forces of Colombia. Armed attacks and political tensions have intensified in the lead-up to the vote. The race has largely narrowed to 3 leading candidates, with Senator Ivan Cepeda backing continued peace negotiations, while rivals Abelardo de la Espriella and Paloma Valencia are campaigning on tougher security measures. If no candidate wins an outright majority, the top 2 contenders will advance to a runoff election next month. Finally, 5 patients have recovered from a rare strain of Ebola during the current outbreak in Democratic Republic of the Congo, offering hope as health officials continue efforts to contain the virus. Speaking in the city of Bunia, Tedros Adhanom Ghebreyesus said 4 patients were discharged on Sunday, while another had recovered days earlier. The outbreak involves the Bundibugyo strain of Ebola, for which there is currently no approved vaccine or treatment. Health authorities have recorded 134 confirmed cases in Congo and neighboring Uganda, including 18 deaths. Doctors say patients are being treated for symptoms such as dehydration and vomiting, while health officials continue vaccination research and public education campaigns. Aid groups warn the virus is still spreading rapidly, with insecurity, misinformation, and attacks on health facilities complicating response efforts in affected regions. And that is NETT Radio News at this time.
That was News Now. Stay informed with New Era TT Radio. NETT Radio.
S&H Rumbox, 137 Western Main Road, St. James, for all your retail and wholesale needs for alcohol and non-alcoholic beverages. Call us at 686-0599 or visit us at 137 Western Main Road, St. James. S&H Rumbox, drinking out of the box.
Are you taking care of your sexual health and overall well-being? At Total Image and Dr. Raj Adult Boutique, we believe your confidence, wellness, and intimacy matter. Visit us at our convenient locations: 10 Carmody Street, St. Augustine, Edinburgh, Chaguanas, Shops of Daybay, 95 Circular Road, Vistabella, Docks Ranch Light Pole 51, SS Aaron Road, Penal, and Metro Hotel, Suite 1, Number 2 Knoll Street North, Couva. From relaxing massage services to professional guidance on sexual wellness, we are here to support you every step of the way. Consult with renowned sexologist Dr. Raj Ramnanan for expert advice tailored to your needs. Take the first step toward a healthier, more confident you. Call 285-9739 or 645-4543 to book your appointment today. Total Image and Dr. Raj Adult Boutique, where wellness meets confidence.
Advertise with us on New Era TT Radio, the fastest growing streaming platform for talk in Trinidad and Tobago. Audio and video ads welcome. Elevate your brand with us. Connect with us at newerattradio@yahoo.com or call us at 299-5156. Now what are you waiting for?
Gaylan and the Ultimate DJ Shane presents the Reggae Ride 26. A touch of red, white, gold, and green. Come out with your crew. Represent your color. Get ready for pure reggae vibes on June 27th on Board the Harbour Master, boarding 11 p.m. and sailing at midnight. For over 20 years, the Reggae Ride has delivered the best reggae experience. Music by DJ Damien, Ever Slick, DJ Junior, Gaylan, and the Ultimate DJ Shane. Get your advance tickets, only $250 at Agat's Nuts House and City Furniture Stores nationwide or on islandnytickets.com.
Remember the song used to make you rock away. Those were the days.
No coolers allowed. Powered by Agat's Nuts House, City Furniture, Tokopia Hotel and Lounge, Cricket Land Academy. The Reggae Ride 26, a touch of red, white, gold, and green.
Just a little bit longer, baby. Oh, my love keeps growing stronger.
Join me, Brother David Muhammad, every Tuesday from 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. here on New Era TT Radio, NETT Radio, Powerful Radio. Join me to hear knowledge, wisdom, and understanding. Tuesdays, 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. here on New Era TT Radio, NETT Radio.
Okay, everybody. So we are back, and we are happy to have you. So 15 minutes past the hour of 8 o'clock, and you are listening to Net Radio, and we are live on Gal Caribbean TV also. So wherever you may be listening to us from, it's good to have you.
Yeah, man.
I'll read out a letter for you guys here. Concerning this whole situation. This is put out by the Blind Welfare Association. Remember, we spoke with Kenneth Surratt, right?
Mm-hmm.
So he has this WhatsApp. He says, when public transport stops, persons with disabilities are left behind. The planned 3-day shutdown by maxi taxi operators has once again highlighted a reality that is often overlooked in national conversation about transportation. For many persons with disabilities, PWDs, public transport is not merely a convenience, it is a lifeline. As approximately 5,000 maxi taxi operators withdraw their service in protest over unresolved grievances, public discussion has largely focused on economic losses, workplace productivity, school attendance, and business disruption. While these concerns are valid, there is another group that faces an even greater burden when public transportation systems fail: people with disabilities. For many PWDs, transportation options are already limited, unlike individuals who can easily switch to driving their own vehicles or using alternative transport arrangements. Many persons with physical, visual, intellectual, or other disabilities depend heavily on public transportation to access employment, education, healthcare, government services, and social activities. The temporary withdrawal of maxi taxi service exposes a deeper structural problem. Trinidad and Tobago has long struggled to provide an accessible, reliable, and inclusive public transport network. While maxi taxis form the backbone of daily commuting for thousands of citizens, many routes and vehicles remain inaccessible to wheelchair users and others with mobility challenges. Public transportation infrastructure, including terminals, loading bays, and sidewalks, often present barriers that make travel difficult or impossible. When transportation disruption occurs, these challenges are magnified. A worker with a disability may miss critical days of employment because alternative transportation is unavailable or unaffordable. A student with a disability may struggle to attend classes or examinations. Individuals requiring regular medical treatment or therapy appointments may face serious setbacks if they cannot secure transportation. The situation also places additional financial strain on persons with disabilities, many of whom already face higher living costs associated with disability. While some commuters may be able to rely on private taxis or ride-share services during the strike, these options can be prohibitively expensive for people living on fixed incomes, disability grants, or low wages. The concerns raised by maxi taxi operators themselves also deserves attention. Calls for safer operating conditions, improved transport hubs, reduce crime, and better support system are issues that ultimately affect all passengers, including persons with disability. A transport system that is safe, efficient, and properly maintained benefits everyone. However, the current disruption should serve as a wake-up call for policymakers. The country requires a transportation strategy that prioritizes accessibility and resilience. This means investing in accessible buses, improving infrastructure at transport terminals, enforcing universal design standards, and ensuring that contingency plans especially address the needs of vulnerable groups whenever service disruptions occur. The United Nations Convention on the Rights of Persons with Disabilities, CRPD, to which Trinidad and Tobago is a signatory, requires mobility and access to transportation as fundamental components of inclusion and participation in society. When transportation systems fail, the rights of persons with disabilities are often among the first to be compromised. So, and it doesn't stop there; it goes on and on. But let's just give you an idea, so, persons with disability, how they are affected by all of these things that are happening. And it goes right back to what Richard does always say, that good enough for them. And we are not getting out of that good enough for them mentality. That is such a real statement, because the problems we face, and that's why sometimes when I say things not working, I get really despondent, because some of those problems we are talking about have been there for decades upon decades,
Yep, and they'll be here for decades upon decades again.
Yeah, they've been there for a long, long time.
There's some things I refuse to let bother me again. Trust me. I used to let a lot bother me. There's some things it's not gonna bother me again. But politics in Trinidad and Tobago is not gonna bother me again.
Yeah, but I try not to let certain things bother me. But at the end of the day, when you live a life and you move on, you want to know that you have what you have contributed is something that has improved.
Well, you could only do that in your own personal sphere. You can't. I ain't not taking on the headache of everybody else. I taking on the responsibilities for those who I have responsibility for. End of story. You know, and even that, I'm still guarded, because there was a time I was focused on what I leave as my inheritance, and so no, I spending it. I enjoying myself. I go in there and I seen it. When I gone, the others will see about themselves.
Yeah, and that's a fact of life, because at the end of the day, you came and you did what you had to do, and sometimes you look back and say, "Who leave anything for me?" And I survived. So don't worry.
Yeah, well, people have taught me that. I wasn't always like that, but people have taught me that. I mean, I was able to acquire certain things that is going to go on, hopefully, for years to come, 2 generations. But you see, right now, whatever little I could do, I for myself, that's what I'm going to focus on.
Yeah, you preserve your space and your peace of mind.
Yeah. And as I tell people already, when my last dollar finish, wherever country I in, I'll live on the street right there. When my last dollar done. That's where I live.
I like that. So wherever the gas run out in the car,
you right there, stop. Right.
Oh my word! Yeah, I like that.
Right. I intend to see and do as much as I could once I have health and life. Because you can't do it if you have life and you don't have health. So once I have health, I doing it. I go in, I see, and I explore, and I experience it. That's what I intend to do.
Yeah, well, I mean, I can't be against anybody like that, because you have to make the best of your life, and sometimes in the early days you work very hard, and in the latter days you want to be able to enjoy that and not work as hard. So if you reach that point where you say, look, you see me, I just enjoying myself, relaxing, taking it easy.
I see a group the other day, they posted a picture. I think I shared it in the chat. I didn't even realize one of the people in the group was former President Paula May Weeks. A group on the top. They're going all over the place, cruising, they're doing it, enjoying their life, you know what I mean? Not everybody could afford it, but still, whoever could get it done,
do it. Well, one of the other major stories is that, we see the supporters of Kaya Sealy and Joshua Samro. They will be calling for a national shutdown by civil society on June the 5th. So, leading the charge.
That's Friday.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So, leading the charge in a number of demonstrations since last week. I'm reading this from the Express for you guys here, once my phone allows me. Activist Alicia Phillips said yesterday the movement remains undeterred by the police establishment of no protest zones under the state of emergency. And Phillips was arrested last Wednesday. But so they continue to protest, to do their thing, to keep the issue alive. And on Friday, there is going to be, they're asking for a national shutdown. I know a number of groups over time for a number of issues have asked for national shutdowns. I don't know any one issue that Trinidad and Tobago has really united on, that we have had a national shutdown on anything, where everybody really decide, look, they're staying home, they're working. Somebody else say, that's you, I go and make my little dollar, or but I don't know if they will get what they are looking for, but I wish them all the best.
I see Carl Jack said transit, or I guess transit police, by Eddie Hard Ground sharing pain. Eastern Main Road in a mess. But who was sharing pain to who? You mean private car users who taking a chance on the bus route? They're sharing pain. But this hour they will be there sharing pain.
Oh Lord, yeah. But the Ministry of themselves should have, and that's why I say PTSC, if they were a proactive group, would recognize that, make it easy for people on the bus route, because PTSC knows that they don't have enough buses. They don't have. They have one Arima bus that's walk up and down, and after that bus walk up and down, that bus just get short breath. So it can't work the amount of things. Normally you're looking for a bus going up and a bus coming down, and no, it look like the same bus going up. When they reach it, make a turn, it come back down. So they just don't have the resources available to them. So that is why I was saying they should have had some thing in place, if it's to make the bus route accessible between certain hours, so that taxi drivers, even if you say taxi drivers, then will be able to make that movement a little faster to move people then.
So Charles,
the main road will have that kind of jam.
The only person who tried something innovative on the bus route is Jack Warner.
Yeah.
He's the only minister who came into that office and tried something innovative on the bus route. Every other minister coming there feel the bus route is like their own personal responsibility, like their own personal road. I decide who goes on it and who don't go on it. Jack Warner say between whatever hour in the morning and certain hour, anybody with 3 people, go on the bus route.
Yeah,
certain hour in the afternoon, anybody with 3 people, go on the bus route. You understand? At least it was innovative. You understand? But nobody else trying that. Now to get PBR pass, they have to tell you, don't tell anybody I get this, sir. Don't tell anybody I have this, sir. Enough. And this minister now, he's worse out of the whole lot.
Wow. Anyhow, people, we can take a couple of your calls inside of the session as we roll up on around just before 8:30. Good morning once again to Kyle, people. We know sometimes you stay with us, sometimes you have to go. But if you have to go, we thank you so much and look forward to your company again tomorrow. Right, so give us a call, 281-1315-299-5156. We can take your calls. Let's hear from you if you have any comments or you would like to add anything to the discussion. We want to hear from you this morning, so give us a call. Yeah, but I know a lot of people are mixed on this whole Kaya Sealy protest situation. I know it's not, everybody's not seeing it one way. So that is why it's hard to get like that nationwide shutdown that they are talking about.
So Charles, people still asking this stupid question. the idiotic question, because I swear you have to be an idiot if you're asking that question. Why did they run? That is the most idiotic question I ever heard. Anybody ask about why did they run? Why the police didn't tell you why they run? Why you asking them why they run? Why the police didn't tell you why they run? And even if they're running, even if God, how much time we go say it here in the morning that they had just do all manner of things, shoot up this, shoot up that. The fact of the matter is that when they were cornered, they were surrendering.
Yeah, and that is what that out of the whole thing, that is the major thing for me. Nothing else, that particular part of it. But hold on a minute, when do we get back to it? Caller, good morning.
Good morning, Sir Charles. Good morning, Wendell.
Morning,
Wendell.
Sir?
You was in the right place the other day in Japan, and the same thing what I told you. I say, if you had sent vehicles for us, we wouldn't have this problem today, where maxi taxis, they're on strike. But you didn't organize the thing, man.
No, I went out there to look for the work.
Organize it. Right? The other thing I wanted to say, Sir Charles, I'm getting a static on your end,
Okay.
It's not clean. Yeah. What I wanted to say is this. Last week we saw a lot of detention buses park up to pick up protesters. This morning, why they didn't put out some of those buses to pick up passengers and take them to where they have to go? Because they know the maxis is going on strike. You have the army, you have the police, the TTPS had a set of those detention buses that they were going to pick up protesters with. They could have used that this morning now and pick up passengers. They know people would want to go to work.
Mm-hmm.
Right? So they could have used that. I ain't seen the detention buses coming out this morning when it should be outside this morning too. It was outside last week.
Yeah.
Right?
Yes.
It should be outside this morning picking up passengers.
Utilize it.
They have plenty of that.
Yeah, utilize
right?
it.
Yeah, you have plenty money to buy those things, right? Right? They don't have money to buy new buses right now, but we have a lot of detention buses. You're giving the TTPS a set of vehicles. They should be coming out there this morning now and transporting the public to and from. They can't tell me that is not their work because they're outside for other things. Come out this morning now and assist. Right?
So true.
Because they are the same reason why these people on strike today.
Yeah, thanks very much, Kenan. Yeah, and all that is part of the contingency plan. It might sound far-fetched and stuff, but as the head of PTSC and the transport minister, you all should have been meeting over the weekend. What it is that we have in place, or what is the resource that we have that we could help the public through this situation? But clearly they have none.
So Charles, they understand the culture of Trinidad and Tobago well enough because they know after these 3 days, that is it.
Complain and you go back to work as normal. Yeah. Caller, good morning.
Good morning.
Mr. Grant.
The 3 mosquitoes are still one get minus and the woman say you get 2 cutters for you.
Yeah. Mr. Grant, we have something for you down by Rumbox.
Yes.
I know. I am.
Mr. Grant, you didn't know you were the winner of the Mother's Day competition? Yes.
What do you mean you don't know that?
Of course, most of the time after
I think probably you was kind of busy with all the other things that were distracting you around your wifey and everything,
All right. So what will be down there?
You can pass by Rumbox anytime.
Anytime I'm ready.
All right, thank you very much. Anyhow, well, the wife come out Saturday.
Excellent.
Yeah, and one of my daughters, she come in Saturday morning, so she get married herself. Well, yesterday I couldn't move at all again. I was feeling really giddy. Well, I come out and I went down my pants from Trinidad, had this deposit on King George V Park. And if I had known that, I'll come by Rumbox because I was riding King George V Park Saturday.
Okay.
Yeah.
Where's that King George V Park is?
Mandela.
Mandela Park.
Yes.
But I had to say King George because Raffinos picked me up there. I scored a goal against Fitzroy Hoyt and them every night. From
you ought to say Pompey. You ought to say Pompey.
Pompey. I had the history too. I had the history, but that's when I want to tell all about history, but I can't remember it right now. When I'm tonight, I will remember it.
No problem.
I will come to your town.
Yes, sir.
And you said something you saw there, and the man said, spend your money, because when you're there, people come and spend it for you.
I don't know why Sir Charles didn't play that tune.
Hey, Sir Charles, you were a prison officer?
If I was what?
A prison officer.
No.
Oh.
If you have a tongue finish, you have a tongue finish.
I used to follow a truck emancipation day with Ella. That's your friend. You know, Ella's sick. You know, I ain't nobody saying about doing a benefit for her, but
Well, I didn't even know that she's sick.
I don't want to study relationship, just like my father. Because she's been right by me in Malabaya, I just go by her sometime and check her, but I ain't go 5 years.
Well, make a little walk across and check and make sure and give us a little feedback now.
Yeah.
All right.
I find everybody want LA Emancipation Day. They want the social shop with Cabo.
Yeah, but they want it free.
And
They want it, but they want it Instagram, but they want it free.
Yeah. The last couple years coming on there. When I used to donate a little 5 case of water and juice something when I was working with she, because we real tight, yeah. Me and she real tight. Because she's good friend Janet Ali used to do back up with Kitchener. A good very singer too. She sing up in back shot and thing. Right? That's true how we get good friends. And I watching people. I thought a couple of years ago she wanted a little truck to come. The last 2 or 3 years there when she was trying. She could hardly get sponsor.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well, Mr. Grant, we are doing a special program.
All right.
Yeah, man.
Papa call my she later and see she home.
Yeah. Check it out and see how she's doing and thing and let us know. And we would see what we could do because yeah. Good one. Yeah, good one. Yeah. Bye. All right. Something I do to the phone yesterday. I don't know what it is. I do what mischief I make, and I just kind of cancel out the call. But call me back, people. Call me back. I saw your calls online, so you can call us back. Share your thoughts with us this morning. All right. Call's coming in now. Caller, good morning.
Good morning, Sir Charles.
Morning, Lincoln.
Sir Charles, I do believe I heard you supporting that piece of nonsense that somebody called and say about use the detention buses to run maxi. Right?
I think he was just being sarcastic. Yeah.
No, I'm talking as part of a contingency plan. I don't know what
there's no contingency. That is not part of no contingency plan. When they think you're being sarcastic and you're being very serious.
The caller, I'm sure. I think the caller was being sarcastic.
No, the caller is very serious. I didn't look at that as sarcasm because you could call the radio station, but let your contribution be in some case of fact.
What do you mean?
Right? That wasn't sarcasm. That caller was very serious about his contribution and meant every word that he was saying.
Yeah, well, I didn't think that he was so. But anyhow, go ahead.
Right? The police service, the army, is not in the business of public transportation. Right? So it's not their responsibility to jump out to carry people from point A to point B if the maxi strike or the buses strike or whatever the case is. No, that isn't to say that in a state of emergency, the country shut down, the police or the army cannot take PTSD bus and do that service. They have done that, right? But they cannot take their vehicles. There are a lot of logistical technicalities with that. Police buses then mean that them wasn't designed. The insurance isn't designed for public transport. All right. So if the caller is serious, that is not feasible.
And that's why I said I think he was being sarcastic.
Yeah.
All right then.
And even though you finish your Lincoln?
Go ahead. Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. No, I'll stay for a second. Move on to the next call.
No, that's it. You can move on.
Okay, no problem. Thanks very much. Yeah, because at the end of the day, we are not in the know, and we are not trying to be logistically in the know to know if they could actually use it. But we are saying they in contingency planning, if there is something that is not going to be working and is going to cause a particular problem, the heads should really look at and see what they have as their resource. Even if it comes from the state, there may be some aspect of of transportation that may be able to, they might be able to pull from one or two places to be able to deal with some of those situations, just to make sure that you don't have that level of public inconvenience then, So even if it's a situation, if we have to look for drivers from other arms or to come in or whatever, to make sure the system runs smoothly. So that is what I was basically talking about. Caller, good morning.
Good morning, Sir Charles. Good morning, Randall. Good morning, Richard.
Morning, Bishop.
Morning, Bishop.
Sir Charles, the government, whether it's PNM or UNC, cannot run business. If you notice carefully, I'm going back 18 years ago. 18 years ago, right? My matter before the court since 2013 for payment. Maxi taxi drivers or maxi taxi owners have money outstanding 6 and 7 months, for transporting school children and whatever, No business can run on oil, it runs on cash flow. And if you're working for governments and they understand business, it's natural they're going to make sure that you have a cash flow to run your business. If you don't have a cash flow, you never pay insurance. Insurance are maxi to run school children. That's cheap, Parts are maxi, that's cheap, How would you maintain the service? If government owe you 8 and 9 months money, and when they do pay, they pay you 1 month. That's not practical business. Same thing in the construction sector. You finish a project in 2010. 2026, you receive your retention yet. And compounding that, the court dismiss your matter because they find the what? Claim is exhausted. You have to refile and appeal the matter. That is what they do to the small businessman, You do business with government and tell yourself that your business is going to shut down because you don't have cash flow to run your business once you go into a contract with government. You tell people, leave government contract alone. If you don't have money to last 10, 15 years, after that, do not take government contracts. The government is owing everybody, The owing workers, the owing small businessmen, the owing suppliers of services, they owing everybody, and they wouldn't pay people. That's the problem with the system, Government is owing everybody. I want to talk on next matter. We have a church service going on, a baptism service going. I reported the matter to the doctor Lee. I reported the matter to the corporation. Borough Corporation, Cuba Travel. I visited with the CMO, the MO, DMO, whatever it is, head officer. We visited the inspectors. We had baptism service going on Sunday night. And the man in front played music 1 o'clock in the morning. Loud music. Police afraid of the man. The corporation afraid of the man. The man got up the room and was walking the church. Why is the government afraid to deal with problems? No, I thought in a war, because you only have to do is a prayer and peace. But you can't get a prayer and peace. Because EMA doing the man that. But you could be playing one in the morning, you play music, and the EMA doing nothing. And the police is stopping you. And the police will hear you playing music all the time.
Yeah, place in a mess.
The president a mess.
President a mess.
The president saying get to work. And you I support you. I am worried now. The players are getting well.
All right. Bishop, thanks much.
Yeah. It is, it feels hopeless.
Yeah, you feel that kind of way.
Yeah, you feel
right
that
where
sense of hopelessness, man.
You're in a place where everybody feels that they can just do what they want, whenever they want, however they want. You know, and that is not a sustainable thing for any country.
Hello, morning.
Morning to you, caller.
Yeah, well, Larry.
Morning.
As you say, I just wonder, we see in countries that manage good. When there is a man that travel, he meets a number of places, he was part of the corporation. You see how local government does run, like in Japan, how Japan clean and nice. Why we send some of we public servants outside to train and spend some time in these people's environment and learn management? Remember Stalin's thing about that? Money is not the problem. The problem is management. Keep the bread and run the head. So why we send some people outside to get the head organized so they can acquire the knowledge of how things does run? We just do it in sports because I've been lobbying that we send some of our coaches. I'm a Barca fan. I've been lobbying that we send some of our coaches to Barcelona because all them things have a science in it. You know what they talk about China? They say all China politicians, the leaders in the country is engineers. All the presidents are engineers, the vice presidents, all the top officials have engineering knowledge, engineering degrees. So that is one of the things why they have that level of management and skills. So Japan, similar. So I feel we need to send some of we people in local government in all arm of we country, send them to the countries where we have both about Singapore. We need to send some of our people in Singapore, bring some Singapore people over to Trinidad and let them work in certain areas to help we do to the police when we bring Patania and because we're trying to impact. Gary does boast about even all the top institutions in the world to learn and develop the standard and the skills we have. So we need to continue because these people we see in top management and how they just do things and have a certain level of efficiency. And we weak there, we falling down, we just talk about we maintenance, everything we do halfway. So we need to send some of our officials to these environments and we need to bring some from them environment into our environment to help we develop the managerial skills that we need to run the country. That's one of the things we need to do. That is hard and that is expensive. We should do that.
Yeah, thanks very much, caller.
It reminds me of something I say all the time. I sometimes wonder if our officials don't go anywhere, and see how it's done.
But they go. I mean, they go.
But so nobody not coming back and trying to implement something. You see, I remember when Patrick Manning. That is why God bless him. In terms of his vision, he didn't just come up with that vision. It's from going out there and seeing what other places had. Why Patrick Manning came up with a vision, and like him or not, he had a vision. He wanted to see Trinidad and Tobago go look a certain way and go in a certain direction. Of course, he got sidetracked with all this, with this Robobo Shanta Baba thing. You know what I mean? And people fooling him and anointing him and telling him he got sidetracked with that. But he had a vision, which is what transformed Port of Spain, some parts of Port of Spain, downtown by the waterfront, Napa, all of that is because he saw that when he went out there and came back home to do it. People fight him down. If Mr. Manning had continued with his vision, got through with the smelter plant, at the time I think aluminum was $1,500 a load. Now it's over $3,000. And that same Annie Roberts, bold face, sit down in the parliament, went after Mr. Manning. Where do you know? What you say now? What's your idea now? How is your idea to fix Trinidad and Tobago now? Eh?
Yeah, we don't have the vision as everybody understanding the vision. So when you out of office, your vision dead. You know, and that's we have no continuity in the whole thing. Hold 1 minute there, Wendell. Caller, good morning.
Morning, gentlemen.
Morning.
I agree with everything that you all said there and that last caller. But I just want to tell them the reason why there is no implementation is because we have something called the Service Commissions and the Public Service Disciplinary Procedure. That is the problem. It was Lee Kuan Yew, and speaking of Dr. Williams in the 60s, who told him as long as they keep the carnival mentality, Trinidad didn't go nowhere. And that is it. In Singapore, in these cases, people get fired. They face consequences for not implementing things. That's what keep us back here. That you had to get your due process and so on and so on. It has enough roadblocks to hamper people paying the penalty for not performing wherever they is. You understand? But I wanted to ask you, gentlemen, sometime during the course of this week, so have one economic expert opine on something that is very concerning that I was listening to yesterday, where the two top oil executives from Chevron, I don't believe, I can't understand the other one, but were top men, and they were speaking about the oil inventories in the areas where they operate. And you know what the two gentlemen said? The two gentlemen said that the oil inventories available for industry, all forms of industry, will be depleted in 8 weeks, 6 to 8 weeks. Do the math. And that is for outside there. And bearing in mind that we now import, our importation is minuscule, of course, compared to industry in Asia and Europe, right? But that is something very concerning. And what they also said, that even if the Strait of Hormuz is unblockaded by next week, it will take at least the first and second quarter of 2027 before import or export levels reach where it's supposed to be for they to be comfortable. I find that very concerning, and that has a lot to do with how our economic fortunes will play out in the coming months. So kindly, I'm asking if you could have on the agenda, someone could discuss that. When I listened to that last night, I was very troubled to go and sleep last night, but very, very troubled. Right? And what I'm saying, if this top oil executives, and I think they were appearing on one of these business shows on either CNBC or MS Now. Very concerning. Very, very concerning. Have the opportunity and have a great day.
Yeah, thanks, Hanson. Take care.
Of course, that is a very concern because you didn't say 8 years, you say 8 weeks. You know, that's right there. You know, but we know that whole disruption that is taking place in that area is very concerning. Very, very, very concerning. And where is it going and when will it? And we really don't know. How it will end either. Let's see if we can probably take a final call as we get ready to wrap up the session. Princess Tong, good morning.
Good morning, gentlemen.
Morning.
I don't have much time. I really didn't call to comment on what the last caller said, but that is something that I've been tracking also. In addition to the fact that the stocks are depleted, you also have damage to a lot of the equipment in Kuwait and in several of these Middle East countries that would take years to repair. So that we really have a challenge in our hand there as a whole. As a matter of fact, it's projected that this would be the worst oil shock that hits the market, even worse than the 1973 oil shock. You know, so we have a challenge on our hand. The other thing is this, you know, while we might talk about lack of productivity in the public service, I think we have to dig in and recognize that the training alone will just be part of it. We have to undergo a cultural change in terms of attitude. And just like the caller said, these service commissions are a drag on the public service because I worked in the public service all the years and I never had reason to feel that I could be fired. Fortunately for me, you know, I have a certain degree of integrity in terms of being employed and what job you need to do, you know. But that is not the case throughout the public service. A lot of people recognize the fact that they find them as like, you know, a real challenge. So that a lot of people disregard authority and work in an ad hoc kind of manner. And even Dr. Rowley mentioned the fact that we saddle with these service commissions. I have no problem with them being able to fire people, not willy-nilly, but once you are caught doing anything irregular or improper or not performing, I think they should be shown the door. And that is really a challenge. Even if you try to discipline a daily rated worker, is a challenge. And once that remains so, that cultural attitude is going to, that will be a drag on this country for decades.
For a long time.
You know? So we have to wake up to that. You know? Have a good day.
Yeah, you too. Reality bites.
Yeah.
Reality
Well,
bites.
thanks for a great program today. A lot of interesting contributions. A lot of chat on the YouTube channel too. It really was an interesting program today. We have our challenges, people, and they're not all going to go away at the same time. There are some things that are working, but there are a lot of things that are not working. And we had to try to fix it, but guess what? You know me, I just live my life now, right? So
you need a boost.
Yeah, as I say, if not for this program, trust me, you won't hear a peep out of me. You won't hear a peep out of me. You know, but we soldier on. We have to do what we have to do. You know what I mean? As I say, and just remain focused and remain hopeful. You know that things will in fact change and it will in fact get better. I commend Miss Alyssa Phillip and the group that's standing up for justice, because I don't care what they say about the people who got shot and who got killed. They were surrendering. And TTPS, all you could put how much thing all you want on social media. I don't care.
And that for me, I know they trying to put gags on you from what you could say and ask and all those different kinds of things. But I also wonder, because I'm sure our DPP would have seen that video also. I wonder if at any point in time he asked the police officer, so did you already have to kill these people? Will the man look like you're surrendering there? What if he asked them that? I wonder if anybody could now look at that. Who could defend or pick up that to bring a case against those persons who would have done that? Because you're not hearing that at all. That is not a discussion with the police, you know.
No, professional. Yeah, sorry, Sir Charles. Go ahead.
Yeah, the police is not having no discussion on that use of force. You understand? And if they were wrong for using that amount of force or the way how it ended there, right now nobody's holding the police accountable for that. So I'm wondering, what can the civil society do to bring that into focus, to demand, if it's possible, that something be done with that situation. I think that is the part that we are a little too quiet on.
And you know what? Well, I have looked at, and maybe other people may have looked at it. This young lady called Alyssa Phillip is sticking her neck out there in the public, being arrested. She said, Kaya is my friend. You think she'd be sticking her neck out for a friend if she knew the friend was as bad as some people trying to make out to be? As some gangster Barbie? You think she'd do that? I don't know. What do you think about it? Would you do that for a friend who you know very well is a criminal? Would you?
Yeah.
I don't think so. TTPS, all you could say all you want, all you could do all you want. You'll never be able to convince me and a lot of people that what we see in that video ain't extrajudicial killing. You'll never be able to convince me. Right?
Any of people enjoy your day?
Yes. Folks, have a wonderful day. Remember to let go and let God.
Yeah. So stay with us on netradiott.com. That is where we continue broadcasting. So you can come across when we end the social media feeds in a little bit. Come across the Net Radio TT. Of course, you can get us on Net Radio Trinidad, on all of your smart devices, on all the different streaming platforms. Just put in Net Radio Trinidad, and you'll be able to get to be able to listen to us. Of course, we have a rerun of the program at 4 o'clock this evening. You could get that on Net Radio TT. Not visual, but you'll be able to listen in case you miss anything. Yeah, you can listen to us just after 4 o'clock this afternoon, right?
All
So,
right.
and when I play the jingle, listen to the jingle. When they say they have to sing the jingle or do
Yes.
something with the jingle.
Yes, learn the jingle.
All right, learn the jingle because Father's Day pop-up coming up. All right? Nice. All right, so people, this has been
The Breakfast Show.
Breakfast Show.
Get up, it's the time to start the day. The Breakfast Show is here, we bring in the soca way. Yeah, 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 yeah. Yeah, 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 yeah. Wake up, it's a brand new dawn. The Breakfast Show got the vibes turned on.